Dick Clark and shit like that.
The Dick Clark show.
Yeah.
Dick Clark died, right? That sucks.
It's it could be Illuminati, right?
His was the Illuminati did it. His was a weird one because like he was such an icon for such a long time,
Yeah.
and he just like old and tired and sick and dead.
Yeah.
Brutal.
But he had that rap that the guy never ages.
Yeah, but he did.
But he did.
Like, if you look at him from the past to now, like he aged a lot. I remember it was like on Conan or some shit like that. Ted Danson was talking about that, where he goes that he has to stay on TV all the time
to
look right.
To look right. Yeah.
Because people see him all the time, like, man, Ted Danson looks really good. If you watch him from Cheers to now, man, he looks like death.
Yeah.
Like he does not look good.
No,
he doesn't look good at all.
Looks like a living zombie kind of thing, right?
The living dead man.
Living dead man.
Rob Zombie will write a song about him.
Oh, living dead man.
Living dead man.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Remember
That's
Living
right.
Dead Girl?
A living dead girl. Yeah. That's a great song.
Wasn't too bad.
actually.
It was a good song. It was not
Yeah.
bad.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's true. If you only saw him as Sam and
Sam Malone.
Sam Malone, and you didn't see him again until Becker,
Yeah.
you would say.
Well, he didn't look terrible in Becker.
But he had like a lot of, from what I remember, a lot of white hair. It was kind of wrinkly skin. No.
He had a wrinkly skin. He had the same hair, but the bald spot was there, and he had like a lot of wrinkly skin.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
but he didn't look terrible.
Right.
Yeah.
But Dick Clark though.
Dick Clark looked good for his age until he got sick. Then he started looking really crappy.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna happen to Seacrest, like, because he's like the next Dick Clark. Dick Clark kind of handpicked Seacrest. I can hear you breathing in the mic.
Yeah.
Deep breath.
That's a deep question.
Nice
right?
deep breath.
That's a deep question.
Deep question for a deep breath.
Deep question for deep people. Deep
Deep
breaths. He's a deep answer. Today's technology.
Yes. You're gonna CG his face. I mean, technology, like medical technology.
Techniques, I should say.
Medical techniques.
I think. I mean, look how Tom Cruise looks at the age of 53.
It's bananas. But the amount of like TRT that guy's on.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it is true. Like that's what it is. Medical technology is
Yeah.
huge now.
Absolutely.
When we were kids, we used to watch guys on like People magazine.
Yeah.
They'd be like 50 years old. Happy birthday, happy 50th birthday,
Yeah.
Rock Hudson.
Yeah.
Did he make? I don't know if he made it to 50, but anyway, we'd see things like that.
I think just barely. Yeah.
Just barely, right?
Yeah.
And he looked like crap. Maybe
He
because he
did.
was dying from AIDS. Who knows?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like guys who were 50 in the 80s
Yeah.
looked old.
They did.
But guys
Absolutely.
50 now, they look really good.
Yeah. Well, like Brad Pitt looks pretty. Like he looks older, but he doesn't. You can say he's in his 40s.
Again, you could like that guy could piss in a cup,
Yeah.
and somebody could drink it
Yeah.
and get jacked off the test that he's got in his system.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Him and I would say Tom Cruise are TRT maniacs, right?
Yeah.
So. Seacrest, of course, he would definitely. Well, wouldn't he go that route, right?
Why wouldn't he?
Well, I would in a heartbeat.
I mean, if you've got the money,
Yep.
you're a celebrity.
Yep.
There's a lot of pressure on these guys.
Yep.
I mean, I think there's as much pressure on guys to do it in Hollywood as there is on women to do it in Hollywood.
Absolutely, man.
It's just we don't see it with guys because guys can kind of get away with it under the radar.
Absolutely.
Whereas women, they put on a couple pounds. It's like, she got fat. Like, no, man.
Yeah.
It's like, it's hard. It's hard to maintain a decent weight, especially when people are looking at you all the time.
Yeah.
Ted Danson.
Yeah.
Ted Danson disappears for a half an hour, loses a lot of weight, and comes back. Like, he looks like he's got cancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then he comes back jacked and like, Ted Danson looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But nobody questions it in the middle.
Yeah.
Happens to a woman, it's terrible.
So props to Kelly Ripa then.
Yeah, man. Holy shit. Like for her, I mean, she's not that old, but still, like she's looked the same for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, to quote Jim Carrey, like, when I really try to look at her, to quote Dumb and Dumber, you get that old-fashioned feeling that you want to
The old fashioned feeling.
boner.
Yeah, exactly.
And the years go on, it doesn't go away, the boner feeling.
So you got a thing for the Ripa, huh?
Yeah. But I mean, I'm just the example of a girl who
Who has aged really well.
aged really well. J-Lo would be another one in my eyes.
Oh, yeah. She's not 50 yet, but she's close, right?
46, 47.
Yeah, she's pretty close. And she still looks really good.
Fantastic,
Yeah.
man.
I find J-Lo looks better when she's not trying to look sexy.
I totally agree.
Like when she's just a normal chick,
Yeah.
she looks way better.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think though because she is known as for her entourage and her
Yeah.
this person for her eyebrows, this person for her cheeks, this person for her hair,
Yeah.
this person for her nails. She's known as a diva like that, right?
Is she really?
That's a rap it though.
I mean, I wouldn't. You would probably have known more about than I would, because I was never really in the hip hop world or culture.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
never really read hip hop magazines.
Yeah. Well, she wrote the song as a response, Jenny from the Block, right?
Yeah, but wasn't that about how she's still just some random chick from the block?
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
that an actual song about like I've got an entourage now? I'm not Jenny from the
No,
block.
I am Jenny from the Block.
Yeah.
That's his response to her saying, "Oh, she's a diva. She needs to, she's like a Mariah Carey. Needs to have like 1,000 assistants, do all this stuff." She goes, "No, I'm so Jenny from the Block."
You know what we didn't do? Didn't introduce you.
Oh,
Nobody's gonna know who you are.
all right.
Raji Samra,
Yeah, he was.
my oldest friend.
That's right, 1990.
That was a long time, man.
Uh,
I was
so
reading
that's when Step by Step came out, right?
Step by Step, NKOTB, baby.
Yeah,
It's the best shit in the world.
absolutely.
There was an interview with Jeff Johns For anybody who doesn't know, Jeff Johns is the I think he's the current like creative director for DC Entertainment.
Yeah, he has.
And he was on Seth Meyers talking about how when he was in high school, I think high school or junior high, whatever it was, that he was the quiet kid in school, didn't really make a lot of friends, but he met his buddy who he still has today because he was reading a comic book.
Oh no!
Yeah, and it was like I thought like that was us. I mean, we were into comics.
Yeah.
And that was our friendship started. Probably because we were only two dark guys in the classroom too.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think maybe in the school there's 5 of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, comics, man. We just got like chummy over comics, and it never went away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that was a bridge. And even today, I mean.
Yeah, it's like we talk about comics, I think, more than anything else.
More than anything else, whether it's movie related.
Yeah.
Or I ask your opinion on, hey, what about this series or that series? Or,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
We do a lot of pop culture conversation.
Yeah.
Which is cool, man. Because I mean, I think it's one of those things everybody does, and it's cool to do now. Like, are we like hipsters of pop culture?
I think we were hipsters before
before it was cool. We were hipsters before it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I want everybody to know that in due time, everybody who knows you is gonna die and in anticipation and excitement over your rendition of Kenner.
The Kenner drawing.
The Kenner drawing. For those who don't know, Vic is the best, one of the best artists in Millwoods.
In Millwoods. I wouldn't go as far as say Edmonton, but definitely in Millwoods.
Definitely Millwoods, right?
I can knock it out of the park. As far as guys in Millwoods go.
Yeah, hands down.
I can knock it out of the park.
Hands down.
That Kenner is a tough one, man. Because it's not just one piece, it's 3 pieces.
Yeah.
And,
why is it 3?
Well, it's not just Kenner. It's Kenner. It's our buddy Johnny. And there's another piece in the middle that unites. No, it's not him. It's another character in the middle that's not completely seen in the poster. Like in the drawings, it's a triptych. It's like 3 things together that make one long.
Right, but it's a character from
painting.
the movie.
From the movie.
So, okay.
But you don't. It's a male, but you don't see his head. It's just like a torso.
Gotcha. So he must be Yakuza, obviously. Obviously.
Why else would I have a torso in there?
Why
right?
else is a torso in there? Right. So.
And that's what's taking me the longest time to do.
Yep.
Is getting all the tattoos down.
Oh my
because,
god.
man, and you already know who I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Nobody else does. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it was really tough to get that down. It was tough to actually make it look cartoony enough. I started going too realistic sometimes, and it has to be because all my stuff is supposed to be like very like
cartoony.
line work and cartoony, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a very illustrated style rather than a realism style.
Yeah.
And this was a tough one to really get down right.
Yeah. Well, when you try to reinterpret God, it's hard, right?
It's hard to interpret God.
That's like, he is like,
Really.
Yeah.
he really is like he believes he's godlike.
He believes godlike. If Thor became. Like if Thor was
Yakuza.
real, Yakuza.
Yeah. So the Asian guy from Thor.
Yeah, the Asian guy from Thor. You go. So, whenever that happens, I think everybody's gonna be really freaking blown away by it.
That's a tough one. That's the one that gets the most work all the time. Like it's easy to draw Hulk. The Red Skull I did was easy to do.
That was an awesome one. Yeah.
I think
that was a recent one, right?
That was really recent.
Yeah.
The Red Skull was fairly easy to do, but at the same time, like that's part of a Captain America piece, right?
Yeah.
So it's like there's Red Skull on one side, and there's gonna be Cap on the opposite page, with the same circle where it's a Hydra logo, but it's Cap's shield.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So same pose. They're both like facing the same direction, same kind of painted like portrait painting, but it's like the skull and the shield, well the octopus and the shield.
Okay. Now, I tagged you in that Facebook where Todd McFarlane shows people how to draw.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
That was a while ago.
But I think I told you a couple of times. He uses that computer program to draw.
Yeah, a lot of guys do now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a name for that?
Well, I mean, everybody uses Photoshop. Photoshop is huge for drawing now, especially with a good tablet like mine. Like I've got a Wacom Cintiq, right?
Yeah.
Or Cintiq or whatever you want to call it. Wacom. Some guys call it a Wacom, but it's really good.
Okay, and colors for you, shades for you?
Yeah, I do everything on that.
Oh, okay.
I do all the line. Like I draw on that the same way I would draw on anything else. So I'll pick a size of paper. And that size of paper will go like say like 30 inch by 30 inch, and I'll have like a high resolution, like 500 pixels per inch. So it looks like a pencil line. Like there's no variation. If I print it out, it'll look like a pencil. And then from there, I'll take it and I'll just I'll do like a line. Like I'll do a layout, then line work, then some shadow work, and then from there I'll just start painting like I would paint anything else. But it's easier to do because you can like layer down your colors. So like you can put like a flat color down, and then just like get like you can erase from your edges and all that shit, and line it up to where your line work is. It's pretty good.
So the days of
for me anyway, the days of all that materials on the table, coloring and painting, all gone. Yeah, man.
Wow.
That's all gone.
So, because it's just so much easier now.
It's so much easier and cheaper, right? Because I'm not going to the store to buy paint now.
Yep.
Now I'm going to the store to buy pens and pencils and shit. If I burn the nib out of my pen tip for my Wacom, then it's not hard to replace it. It's cheap. I go to Amazon and like 4 days later it's here at my doorstep.
That's probably what. Like,
They're cheap. I'm like 10
10
bucks.
bu-
10
yeah,
bucks to get like 4 nibs.
I was gonna say, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I think I still have 5 left from when I first bought my set.
Okay, so what do guys do then? I mean, if you use that,
Yeah.
I'm sure all the pros do that now. The comic guys.
A lot of guys are doing it. Not all the pros. I mean, if you go to Instagram and just follow a ton of artists, you'll see so many guys using both.
So how do you do that and translate to comic book page?
You just have your dimensions for your paper.
And then you just gotta print it onto the paper.
Print it out, yeah.
Oh,
Send a file to your publisher, your editor.
so much easier now.
Yeah, it's so much easier.
Oh,
That's why guys are like in Italy. They're in Italy just on vacation, and now with the iPad Pro, that pencil they made for it is so phenomenal.
I didn't.
It's ridiculous, man.
Oh, okay,
like
okay.
iPad art is just getting crazy now. Before it was like you're rubbing your finger on a screen, or they get like a stylus, but you still have to hold your palm on the screen. And not every program had palm rejection. So like you would put your palm on the screen, and then all of a sudden there's like a line where your thumb is, and your stylus wouldn't work, so you're hovering your hand over it. It looked like shit because you couldn't really do like a decent. It wasn't intuitive.
Yeah.
But now, the iPencil or the Apple Pencil, it's as soon as you plug it in, the program will let you know like is it pen only or is it pen in hand, and if it's pen only, then it'll have palm rejection. So then you can just like draw away like normal. There's no problem. Your hand is on the screen.
So okay, so if a guy is drawing, so let's say I don't know, the usual is what, 6 panels a page, common traditional. Usually?
Yeah, like traditional panels back in the day were like 6 a page.
Traditional.
I mean, I think like even Alan, who was it, Dave Gibbons?
Yeah.
Dave Gibbons drew like 6 to 8 a page.
6 to 8 a page.
Yeah.
So nowadays on the computer, you can draw one panel, you can fit it into make it 8 instead of drawing
yeah.
a panel and having it fit into the panel.
Yeah, man. You can do like you can just take your panels individually.
Wow.
And then you just don't like the size of them. You take that panel, shrink it, stretch it.
Talk about, oh my god.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
So does that mean all the staff must have been cutting huge now at those Marvel DC?
Well, not everybody can color well, and not everybody can. It's odd. Like not everybody's an inker, right? So I mean, you might be really good at the pencil, and you might be really good at drawing line work, but you're not the best colorist.
But if it's a computer program,
well, I mean, you still have a skill. Like the skill set still transfers over. I mean, you still use brushes. So there are preset brush styles. You can do really basic coloring, like flat colors, but you can't do. I mean, somebody who doesn't know how to paint is gonna have a hard time making that look really good.
Right. So okay, so the guy who knows how to really paint, he'll just knows which colors to mix and match, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's less mixing and matching now. There's things like layers, right?
Oh, wow.
So what you do is you have your color. You say like the Red Skull I did. You have that picture in your head of how it's like he's wearing green. So I did a green layer first, layered that down, then took another brush and just painted shadow over top the green. Now, if I didn't like the way the shadow worked out, I would just erase that layer.
Yeah.
And it's gone.
Yeah.
I'm starting new. Actually, I screwed up his head when I was doing it the first time. I screwed up the shape of the head, and I screwed up the coloring on one side. So I cut the entire top of his head off, and then just redrew a piece just to sit on top of his head, and then painted that instead.
Wow.
And it doesn't. You can't even tell it was
No,
different.
of
Like it
course
looks
not.
the same. Yeah.
It looks authentic. Like,
Yeah. It looks
real.
fine.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
fine.
No problem.
So what about the X-Men then?
Oh, which one? Apocalypse?
Yeah.
Oh, you really want to get to this, huh?
Well, yeah.
Well, okay. Honestly, what did you think? I need to hear what you thought because
Sure.
you seem torn about the whole thing.
Sure. And since you're the moderator, I think you should have last say regardless.
A less to say?
No,
I should have less to say.
Last to say.
Oh no, I think we should both have a say.
Yeah, I know, I agree. But since you're, like I said, the leader,
The host.
the host,
I'm not leading jack shit.
the hope of the hope of
Mill Woods.
BSFW. Yeah, exactly. Hope of Mill Woods. That's right.
Yeah.
I think I'm comparing it to the feeling
Yeah.
I got when I watched Civil War. Civil War, I had a feeling of glee.
Okay.
I had a feeling of, oh, you know what? I can follow this story no problem at all. It was a very linear story. I felt that most importantly, I actually cared about the characters in Civil War. Like they seemed authentic to me in the comic book sense, right?
Yeah.
And I think I've mentioned this to you earlier. If you take away the superheroes and you put government agencies or government soldiers, or just like normal soldiers in the movie,
Yeah.
the story I think would have still fallen.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
If they were just like ninjas and special ops guys.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
soldiers from two different countries, for example.
Exactly.
All right, you know, and
Or even the same country, with different views.
Different views. There
Yeah.
you go. 100%. It would have been like, what a great story.
Same
Simple,
thing.
Great story.
Yeah.
And when I watch this one, and I see these over reliance on these CGI bridge effects, all this,
Yeah.
like all this stuff, and I kind of got bored a little bit. I lost the oomph for me.
Didn't it feel like a step back?
A step back indeed.
It
man.
felt like it was the movie made before even X-Men 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seemed like it just happened 12, 15 years ago. I
Yeah.
totally agree with that. I thought Apocalypse wasn't even threatening at all. As scary as he could have
And we
been.
talked about it last time too, and Luke was mentioning how Apocalypse is the bad guy who should be able to kill anybody at the drop of a hat
In a whim,
and kills nobody.
He kills nobody, and not to mention he seems too human to me.
Yeah.
Like he's mutant, I know, but I'm basing it on the comics and the cartoon.
Aside from being an ugly motherfucker, he really didn't have anything else to give me.
Nothing.
Aside from being like a blue skinned guy
A blue skinned guy, bro.
in a weird costume.
In a weird costume, with his eyes turn white, and
Yeah.
like the guy from I Come in Peace, and comes back to normal.
Nice reference.
Yeah. So
Did he get killed by a CD too?
yeah, he should have been, in my opinion,
Yeah.
right? So I was like, okay, what is the point of this?
Yeah.
And where's the real threat to Apocalypse? Because he's not really destroying the world, really. It seems like like these bridges are being, cities are taken by like.
Magneto did it all.
Yeah,
I mean,
from
it seemed
where?
like
like,
Magneto did it without really there was no explanation
No
to
explanation.
how Apocalypse boosts his power.
exactly. Oh, what is his power exactly?
Yeah, what is his power in the movie?
Yeah, and I don't know.
But I mean, in the comic we know.
In the
He's
comic we
like
know.
telekinetic.
Telekinetic is celestial technology.
Yeah.
I remember that. Is he immortal? He might end
I
up in
think
the
he's
comics.
very nearly immortal.
Yeah.
I think he can be killed.
Yeah.
But he can live forever.
Right.
Yeah.
And he can manipulate his power, size, shifting, like all these kind of cool
Yeah, all
powers.
that stuff.
But you don't really see that except that one dream sequence.
Yeah.
with
The
Xavier.
mind battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as someone who doesn't know what's going on, they won't recognize the significance of that.
That's my biggest problem with Marvel and DC movies in general
Yep.
right now. I think they're doing a great job at Marvel.
Absolutely.
Even with Fox and all their X-Men properties, really good.
Yeah.
But they're letting down the casual viewer.
Absolutely.
Like you and
100%.
me are geeking out.
Yeah.
Like with what was that last one that we were talking about? KG Beast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, KG Beast
Yeah.
and Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
had so many opportunities to make this guy really cool.
Yep.
Like even when he had his hand out, I thought for sure Batman's gonna shoot his hand off.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna
Yeah.
be his hand gets shot off. Next movie we get KG Beast
Yeah.
with the cool gun hand.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
He blows him up.
Yeah, and again, the casual viewer have no clue.
The
who that
casual
is.
viewer has no idea.
Zero.
They mention his name and they don't care.
Exactly. They seem like he's a normal henchman that I'll never see again.
Yeah. They took a great villain.
Yeah.
A great Jim Starlin villain.
Your great Jim Starlin, one of the best Batman writers. of
Awesome
all time.
Batman writer.
Yeah, amazing.
And just turned him into a throwaway character.
throwaway character, which
There
is pretty
is
sad.
another Jim Starlin character that might be coming up in my mind anyway that I'm hoping don't throw away.
That's like Captain Marvel, is it?
Not Captain Marvel. Okay, everybody's talking about Captain Marvel for Guardians of the Galaxy 2, right?
Yeah, female, right? Is female Captain Marvel?
No, I'm thinking Captain Marvel, like Captain Marvel.
Oh, here, because
Kree super soldier
right.
comes to Earth, gets cancer and
Absolutely,
dies.
gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm thinking we might see Michael Korvac.
Michael Korvac.
Remember Michael Korvac? Korvac Saga?
I remember the Korvac saga. I don't
Yeah.
remember the details of the Korvac saga.
He was like a Badoon.
Korvac.
Remember, like he worked for the Badoon in like a weird version of Earth. I think it's like a future Earth. It was like this is before we were born kind of stuff. Like this is like Jim Starlin, and I can't remember who else it was. But I remember Starlin was a part of it. But they created him in like the 70s, like mid 70s.
Michael Korvac.
Yeah.
Because remember the
Gotta
Korvac.
get close to your mic.
Yeah, I remember the Korvac saga.
Yeah, that was the Korvac saga. That whole thing happened like around the early 80s, late 70s. So Michael Korvac is just like a computer tech, like just some dude who works on a space station, and then he ends up getting almost killed by the Badoon. I think it was a Badoon who are like Guardians of the Galaxy, but like villains. They're the ones who I think they end up fighting Star-Lord's father.
Right.
In like more recent comics, right? So anyway, he ends up fighting them. They almost kill him, and then he comes to Earth somehow, or to our version of Earth, like in the past, and he takes all of Galactus's power cosmic, gets all that shit, and becomes like a god.
Oh wow.
Reshapes the world, ends up reshaping the world, and then just like moving to Queens. He's like Peter Parker's neighbor, just mowing the lawn, wearing short shorts, tank top, mowing the lawn. And then the Avengers, like everybody show up, they end up like they approach him. It's Michael Korvac, just fucking mowing the lawn in Queens, really?
Wow.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing, buddy? Like, you got to pay for your crimes.
Yeah.
You're just like screwing up the galaxy. And he kills everybody. He just like in that fight, he kills everyone. He kills, I think, almost everybody. Captain America. Then Captain America ends up trying to take him down. I think he kills him at the end. And then Korvac, when he sees what's going on, I think his wife gets mad at him. It's something really basic too. Like everything he did was
Wow.
everything was very altruistic. Like everything he wanted to do was for like the benefit of mankind.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
wanted to build a utopia.
Yeah.
When everybody turned against him because like all these dictators who want utopia, they're a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
And then he ends up killing himself, and his wife was like, "You're a monster." I was like, "You're crazy, man. Like you're nuts. You can't be doing this shit." And he's like, "Oh well, if she doesn't like me anymore, I'll just kill myself." And he doesn't just kill himself; he just like blinks himself out of existence. It's like a out of existence suicide. Like he just like decides I shouldn't exist anymore. When he dies, he brings them all back to life. And it's weird how almost every story's done that. Right? Like Thanos does that. The Sentry kind of did it when they brought him back in the New Avengers. Like even the Hulk. Like in the Planet Hulk or World War Hulk, he ends up just deciding not to be Hulk anymore.
Yeah. So does that ruin the? I guess Owen Reese Molecule Man, same kind of story in a sense, right?
Molecule Man.
Yeah. Did
Kind of.
Because
Yeah.
He had a similar sort of thing where he kind of.
Yeah.
I think he said, my girlfriend or something. I remember the '80s. He kind of said, I don't want to be Molecule Man anymore.
I don't want the power anymore.
She doesn't like me anymore. This girlfriend at the time, and
let me ask you if you remember, wasn't that during Secret Wars?
Secret Wars,
when he tells Doctor Doom I'm not that guy anymore.
I'm not that guy anymore.
Yeah, that's right. And what a great story! All those '80s cosmic stories were so good.
Man, you felt it was like an epic event.
Yeah, they felt like events. I didn't feel like they were events for crossover like money grabs.
Yeah. So maybe I guess we were younger then too.
Yeah. There's a lot more, like our eyes are
wide open, bro.
Yeah.
I totally agree. So going back to the X-Men for a second here.
Yeah.
So that's the fault. It was about I had fault with it.
Yeah.
I thought the characters were weak. Storm didn't seem like Storm to me. She seemed like some girl.
She was just some chick with a mohawk.
And they changed the storyline of her completely. She's working for Apocalypse, and he wasn't even that powerful.
Yeah, she really had nothing to give.
Nothing to give, man. Mystique, I thought, I guess had a central. I guess the actress is good.
Yeah.
She's a good actress.
That what's her name?
Jennifer
Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence, right? I thought Xavier was pretty wasted. Like his role was wasted. He didn't do much. He didn't really use his powers hardly at all.
He didn't use his powers, and when he was in the story, he was kind of whiny. Like this is a guy who was the most powerful telepath, controlled telepath.
Yeah.
And he was super just ineffective in everything he did.
Exactly. And you telling me his hair we went bald because his Apocalypse did something to him?
Apocalypse zapped his hair off.
Zapped his hair off?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? So I just thought it was like yawn after yawn.
Yeah.
And it had potential. Michael Fassbender is an amazing actor.
What a waste.
You could tell he's trying to do the best he can with the material that he has.
Man, like all that human stuff when he was like back in Poland.
Yeah.
The stuff with the daughter and the wife. And the smelting factory, all great,
amazing, yeah.
And like even when he loses his shit, spoiler alert, when he loses his shit and kills all the guards, the cops, all that was great,
amazing, yeah.
But then as soon as he becomes like a minion of Apocalypse, like he just wasted. From then on, there's nothing for him to do.
There's nothing
he floats around and he causes like global magnetic earthquakes.
Yeah, and even then it doesn't look that threatening.
Yeah,
it's just rocks flying in the air or from the metals flying in the air.
Yeah,
like okay, now what?
Yeah, he was threatening at the point of where he was, like at like the source of Magneto's like physical being.
Yeah,
he was dangerous. Yeah. Around the world, just a bunch of earthquakes.
Just a bunch of earthquakes.
Yeah, watching the Golden Gate Bridge get smashed again.
Yeah,
again
and again.
Yeah. Every movie, every X-Men movie, you gotta crush that bridge.
You gotta crush that bridge because that bridge, I guess, has a hate on, right?
It's racist.
They have a hard on for that bridge, right?
That bridge is anti-mutant.
Anti-mutant.
It's spray painted mutie on itself.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The only real sequence that really got me excited was Weapon X.
Incredible. Is that not the problem? Like we're excited for 5 minutes of screen time. From a flagship character.
Yeah.
It's like a Star Trek show without the Enterprise. Which is like what we're gonna get, right?
Yeah.
I don't even care.
Oh, that's right. Right.
I don't even care about it.
Yeah.
I want the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Show me the Enterprise 9, like or F.
Yeah.
Like F, E, F, G, H, something late.
Yeah.
Futuristic, new crew, new Enterprise.
Yeah.
Because that's the star of the show.
Absolutely.
So Wolverine is the star of the show.
Absolutely.
We need to see more of him.
Exactly. That whole him killing was a dream come true to see for us.
Full Berserker Rage Wolverine.
Yeah. Obviously, to make it perfect would have been just more blood. They showed some traces of blood.
They did a little bit.
But I get it. But at least it was clear. There was no hidden. What's he doing? He's killing. He is
murdering these people.
Murdering these assholes, right?
Yeah.
So. Besides that, Vico, I mean, I would never. I don't. If this movie's on TV, I wouldn't see it again.
Yeah, that's all the X-Men
That's
movies.
all the X-Men movies, bro. But
Which is brutal, man.
It
Like
is.
it's brutal. It's like you watch them the one time,
Yeah.
you get what you need,
Yeah, and
you just walk away.
exactly. Like, who would be thrilled to buy that DVD and say, "Yeah, can't wait to have it." Like I mean, only the very. I think this hardcore. I might be a hardcore fan, has days, but the general people is what you count on to buy this shit, right?
You want to sell this to the average moviegoer.
Average moviegoer.
Yeah.
Like I can see Civil War. I know Winter Soldier did quite well.
Yep.
On Blu-ray, I read about that. It did quite well.
I can hear all that.
Oh,
that's all right.
yeah,
No, I'll whatever it is, I'll edit it out, right?
Yeah. And I know Civil War will do well.
Yeah, Civil War will do great.
It's rating smash. It'll do well.
Let me tell you, like Civil War comes on the screen.
Yeah.
My mom sees a commercial with Spider-Man in it. She wants to go watch it in the theater.
Yeah.
Average fan sees it. They want to go see it.
Absolutely.
She's not your target demographic.
Yeah.
She's outside the 18 to 65,
Yeah.
but she wants to see that movie.
Yeah.
So I mean, like that's what it is, right? But whereas like X-Men comes on, she looks at the screen, she sees a guy in a blue costume with weird earrings and shit, and she's like,
Yeah.
I don't care who this guy is.
Yeah, and a lot of the CGI Psylocke effects and, and Metal's like, okay, well, no, thank you.
That is absolutely not for her.
No, it's for under 13 years old, right? So
what do you think about? Have you been watching Shield at all? Agents of Shield?
I haven't watched it. I have watched barely, but I can't. I'm definitely not enough to comment and be an expert on it.
Yeah, same problem.
It's the over reliance on
over reliance on kind of canon, like old school canonistic material.
Yeah.
And then is that a word? Canonistic? Fuck,
yeah.
We'll make it a word.
Yeah.
So old school canon, right? They're relying too much on older stories, and then like all the new stuff is kind of obscure new stuff. So it's not like you're gonna get Captain America in there. You're not gonna get any kind of flagship character. No Avengers.
Always secondary characters.
Yeah, always secondary characters that you don't care about.
Yeah.
And it seems like even Marvel has kind of noticed that that's not going to go anywhere. Because remember, Inhumans was on the slate, like 2019. We're going to get an Inhumans movie.
Yeah.
And we're going to make the Inhumans part of the Marvel universe because they didn't have mutants.
Right.
And now it's like they ditched it. Like they're like, yeah, you can do that in your TV universe. That was my bad.
That was your bad, bro.
Yeah, man, my bad. Anyway, so yeah, the Inhumans, right? It's like they're gonna ditch it out of the lineup for the movie universe because it doesn't do well in TV.
Yeah.
It's like, and now they're moving the Avengers show or the Agents of Shield show. It's like the death slot,
which is
like 10 p.m. on Tuesday night.
Oh my god!
So it's like nobody gives a shit in 10 p.m. on Tuesday night. So people are getting ready for Hump Day.
Is it 100%?
Yeah. So put your garbage out. You're going to bed.
So that show is about to go AWOL.
I think so, man. Unless they really ramp it up, and it looks good. Like it seems like from the teaser we got at the end of this season. Next season looks like it could have potential to be really cool.
And what season is that? Number 6?
I think it's number 3.
Oh, it's only number 3.
Oh yeah, it's not even 6.
That was okay. That was
3 or 4.
Oh, okay, maybe 3 or 4. But I thought it was going on for a while, but I guess not.
Not that long. So it's a bit of a waste. Like it's a bit of a.
It is a waste.
Yeah.
But Marvel's TV show and Netflix are doing well.
They're all doing well.
Yeah.
I confessed it last episode. I still haven't watched season 2 of Daredevil.
Oh my effing
I
God.
know, man. I know. I'm getting so much heat from everybody. Like, you haven't seen it? Yeah, you suck at life until you've seen season 2.
Absolutely. Season 1 was amazing.
Incredible.
And
it's not like I'm avoiding it. I'm not going out of my way to watch it. I've been so busy.
Yeah.
And weird shit's popping up. And it seems like it's a commitment.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get into it, and it's gonna be a commitment of my nights and shit.
Yeah.
And I got editing to do at night.
Yeah.
So but man, do I really want to see it.
I mean, I really liked it. I think it was fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say which one's better, season 1 or 2.
Really? So this is at least on par with season 1.
I totally agree. I
Okay,
totally think
cool.
so. Like, the Punisher is really good in there. Like, the Punisher shows his human side too.
Yeah, I think you have to.
You kind of have to.
I think you kind of have to.
But it also shows Punisher was Punisher. Right?
He's Punisher.
Why we love Frank Castle so much. Right?
Yeah.
Why he is in my top 4 of all time. Right. And why Marvel Max Punisher is one of the greatest series ever invented, right?
Marvel Max Punisher, I think, as far as Marvel comics go, is maybe the best modern era Marvel comic ever.
Easily. I can't think of any character more suited and fitted for that.
For the Max logo. For the Max imprint.
Yeah. Even the Wolverine Max series wasn't it. You ever get a chance to read that?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
I have no desire to.
Yes, there you go.
Because I feel like they're not going to do Wolverine right.
And they didn't.
Yeah. You're not going to do She-Hulk right. And I remember like a while back, like a long time ago, Axel Alonso in a Wizard magazine interview was like, send She-Hulk to Max. Like, get that chick to Marvel Max. That's the kind of character you want. No, man. You want Punisher.
Yeah.
You want a real world character.
Real world character who does real world things.
Yeah.
And they're not nice, right? You're right. They didn't go as balls to well with Wolverine as they did with Punisher.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. The best Marvel adult premier comic since God knows when.
Man, I would say in at least like whatever you consider after, like, post Silver Age.
Post Silver Age. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, that's the most true to character
Yeah.
I've ever seen
Yeah.
done in
Yeah.
a comic book.
Yeah, and whoever thought of the idea of the max deserves huge credit because they took that. It gave the handcuffs away, and you can really do what you wanted to do.
You really could. That was around like early 2000s.
I believe when it started.
Like early 2000s. Like Marvel Knights was around.
Yeah.
I think they were really trying to go hard with Marvel Knights.
Yeah.
Because there was like 4 issues that came out back then. It was like Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
Fool Killer.
Fool Killer. Yeah, that's right.
There's it was Cage.
Was it Cage?
Cage.
Just straight up Cage.
Cage.
Yeah, it was very gritty too.
Yeah, and I think it was Blade for a little bit.
Yeah.
But the only series that had any serious longevity was
Punisher. Punisher did that Marvel Knights, and Punisher did he do Marvel Knights? I think he did.
Punisher did Marvel Knights. That was the first Enos.
That was the first. That's right.
1 to 12.
1 to 12 in the first volume one.
Welcome back, Frank.
Welcome back, Frank.
Yeah.
Steve Dillon.
Yeah.
And Garth Ennis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it went to the Punishers 1 to 30, but it wasn't Max yet.
No. That wasn't even Marvel Knights.
That was
just Punisher.
That was just Punisher. And then Marvel Max started as Punisher.
Marvel Max.
And then I think I commented to you as amazing as Ennis and Dylan are. When I read Jason,
your man Jason Aaron.
Oh,
yeah.
I had no idea who he was. Like I had no idea how good it was going to be.
He wasn't like a mainstream creator then.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. I didn't know who he was. There you go. He was a mainstream. I didn't know who he was, and I was like, okay, well, I'm only gonna read this because it's Max Punisher.
Yeah.
Of course I want to read it. So and then when I read it, I couldn't believe how great this guy was when it came to writing Max.
He was gritty.
Gritty.
Yeah.
The storylines were easy to follow.
Yeah.
Bloody, brutal, and swearing jacked up. He took Ennis level and he went
he really did.
50.
He took the rating of that comic.
Yeah.
And he went from a hard R to like a gory hard R. Like it was NC-17.
To NC-17. He took it to NC-17, man. And after that, I'm trying to look for there's an omnibus saying Jason Aaron Wolverine.
Really?
But
actually, the Jason Aaron Wolverine I did read, and it was good.
Oh, it is good to read.
It's good. It's not. I mean, it's obviously not Max.
No, it's not Max, obviously.
But it's good stuff.
Okay, so it's entertaining and
it's entertaining, man. I think if I'm not mistaken, the Jason Aaron Wolverine stuff has Ron Garney on it as an artist.
Yeah, that's right.
And Ron Garney, I think, is like maybe in the top 5 of most underrated artists of all time.
What else?
Of all time. He did Captain America. He did Spider-Man. Yeah, he was the artist for during the Civil War when Spider-Man was in Civil War.
Yeah,
and he ditches Tony Stark.
Right.
And Ant-Man gets shot. Like that. Even before that, he did like a whole run, like all the Spider-Man Civil War stuff, and it's just beautiful artwork. His like frame. He's a cinematographer. When you think of like there's a director and a producer and whatever, right? Gotcha. He's a cinematographer. Like he artistically sets up shots. Like he did one shot of when Tony Stark was at the White House, talking to the president about whatever it was, like the old act, the Superhuman Registration Act, and it's a scene of Peter Parker and Tony Stark walking, and he draws a tree in the foreground, then them in the middle ground, and then the Parliament in the background. And it's just incredible, man. Like who would think to do that in today's artist, right?
Today's artist,
We have really talented artists out there, like McNiven.
You
love him.
I love him.
And he deserves it. He's incredible.
Yeah.
And Francis Lionel Yu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, another like awesome artist.
Yeah.
But as far as underrated, beautiful, crisp line work and easy to follow action. And he can do it all.
Easy to follow action.
Yeah. He's like a modern day John Romita. Like John Romita Sr.
Wow.
Not Junior, who's gone to shit.
Yeah.
Junior's work is just like getting worse and worse.
Wow.
Like he draws like 25 comics a month.
What?
But, yeah, well, not 25, but I mean he draws a lot. He does a lot of work a month.
Holy
that guy, because he's good at it. He can do it. He needs to do one good comic a month. Like show me one really good piece of work a month. Because you look at his splash pages. Like there's a page where it says like a massive battle scene between like 20 or 30 characters. Man, he'll George Perez the shit out of that.
Right.
And it'll look really good. But then he does so many comics, he can't do that in every comic.
Yeah. You kind of lose the creativity and the focus to a certain
degree,
man.
Right? It just goes away.
I wonder how Jack Kirby did it.
Jack Kirby, man. God, that guy was a mutant.
You're muted because all his titles were pretty good. I mean,
everything consistent.
Was amazing.
Consistent.
Everything was good. Yeah.
And you always loved Journey into Mystery. Tales to Astonish.
Tales to Astonish, Suspense, man.
Tales to Suspense.
Those always got me, man.
I remember like when we first met. Not first met. Must have been a few years until we actually had money in our pocket. And like that was your big thing to get your hands on. Yeah, going to Comic King and getting your hands on like a new Journey into Mystery.
New Journey into Mystery with the Thor, man.
Yeah.
I always wanted to get. I always try to get the ones before 125, or before it became the Thor, Mighty Thor.
The Mighty Thor.
Yeah, and even with Tales of Suspense, I always wanted to get like as many as I could that were before the Nick Fury came in. Even though I like those ones too.
Yeah.
But those
Nick Fury and Thor.
No, like Nick Fury in Tales of
He
Suspense.
took over Tales of Suspense.
Yeah, it was Iron Man, Captain America.
Yeah.
At first it was just Iron Man.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because Iron Man gets his debut in Tales of Suspense.
Yeah.
Tales of Suspense.
Suspense, and then it became Captain America and Iron Man. But then I think Nick Fury took over after that. I believe.
Now, he's already established as Sergeant Fury.
Sergeant Fury, but I think that's when he became Agent Fury. Or
Oh, okay.
Current, you know, like an Agent of Shield.
Is that what? That's the covers with
Oh no, Vic, I got it. I'm confused. I'm thinking of Strange Tales.
Strange Tales.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because that's like, was it Steranko? No, not Steranko.
Strange Tales was Strange.
Sinkovich or Sinkevich?
Strange Tales was Strangle when Doctor Strange and Nick Fury came on later on.
Yeah.
Before that, I wasn't sure who the artist was, but I remember Strange Tales.
I
Was
feel like we're losing half the people who are listening to this. They're like, nah, nope, not for me. These guys are nerding the fuck out.
Yeah, you're right.
No, keep going. I don't care. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
That's what this one is for. This is for the people who give a shit about that stuff.
Yeah.
With your appropriate attire.
Exactly. So,
You should
anyways,
know better.
yes. Strange Tales, Tales of Suspense, Journey Mystery. Yeah,
Excellent.
Collect those shit.
Man, those were really good.
Good issues, man. They never let you down. Action was great. Story was fun.
The art.
The art was amazing, man. I mean, like you said, Straker was great. Kirby was Don Heck, I believe was his name.
Oh, Don Heck was something else, man.
Fantastic. Dick Ayers, I think was his name too.
Yeah.
Another guy was really, really good. Yeah, man. It just seemed like fantastic, you know.
The art back then was so consistent.
Very consistent, bro. And the story was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think that separated Marvel from DC in those 60s days.
Absolutely.
I mean, DC was, the 60s was still pretty.
It was a mess.
A mess.
Yeah, DC in the 60s was a mess.
Yeah.
DC in the 60s, DC now is a mess.
DC's now is oh my god, man.
Did you? I mean, you've heard like New 52, right?
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've kind of browsed through it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But no desire to get into it.
Yeah, it doesn't make me want to say, okay,
So I did.
Okay.
I know I wouldn't. Like I know I told you I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't gonna do it.
Yeah.
I finally got into it.
Yeah.
I read probably like everything starting from the very first new like Action Comics when Soups showed up, that weird like t-shirt and jeans thing.
Yeah.
He ends up going like a guy to make t-shirts. Like he just goes to a dude. He's like, I need 50 t-shirts with this logo on it. The guy's like, I can do that.
Yeah.
Are you selling these at a fair? Like Coachella?
Yeah,
It's like, no. I'm gonna I'll pass around to friends and shit.
Yeah.
And then that's his suit because he keeps burning through them, right?
Yeah.
And it was good. It was really good. Like everything was really good.
Oh wow.
I was surprised at how almost every comic I read was decent. I mean, if it was a new universe and I wasn't tied to these characters, all the characters were good.
Wow.
I didn't hate on it, but it wasn't our DC universe that we grew up with. It wasn't that's like a post Silver Age, post Crisis John Byrne Man of Steel.
So do they totally ignore that?
Okay, so now Superman is still alive and married to Lois Lane, and he's got a kid. Our Superman, the John Byrne Man of Steel Superman.
Oh, okay.
In New 52, there's like a pocket universe where he's still around, but nobody knows who he is. I didn't read it, so I don't know what's going on. But he's around, and it turns out that New 52, obviously they planned this before. So obviously they planned it before, and it was supposed to be this whole revelation, because what was happening before the New 52 world happened was people were just dying in a shock of blue light, and that shock of blue light is Dr. Manhattan from The Watchmen.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And they bring him into the mainstream DC universe, and he's responsible for all the events that made New 52 happen, and now that's gone. So the Superman that was like the New 52 Superman, he's dead. He sacrifices himself to become to save the world.
Right.
And the old Superman shows up to take his place, and he's Soups. But there's like a Clark Kent out there now too. There's an actual Clark Kent.
There's two Clark Kents now, or
No, one Clark Kent, because the old one got burned. Now, in the new universe,
okay.
everybody knows that Clark and Soups are the same guy, so he ditched that personality, that identity. He ditched it and became like a truck driver, some guy named Archie. Yeah, for real. This is all like no bullshit, man. All real. He becomes some guy named Archie. He's like driving a truck. And it was good. Like it felt really like 40s era comic books.
Really?
It felt like
That's surprising.
like when you go back and read not the pre-crisis stuff, but that weird era of like Earth 1, Earth 2, when like Huntress is Batman's daughter, then you pick up some other comic and Batman is Batman and there's no Huntress.
Yeah.
She's like a mobster's kid.
Yeah.
How you didn't know which one you're gonna get. They're kind of doing that with it for a while. It felt like that era where like you pick up a comic and it's like, who's this kid? He's Superboy. Nah, but his name's not Clark Kent. His name's Clark Kent, but it's not our Clark Kent. It's just like his parents found him in the woods somewhere and he's flying around. then that Clark Kent becomes Superboy Prime and goes fucking nuts and destroys the universe.
I remember
Yeah.
Superman Prime. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it was. Like, it's that weird kind of no man's land of comics where weird shit is just happening.
So somebody who starts reading 52 and you throw him a Crisis on Infinity Earths, he has no idea what's going on.
No clue. That's the problem.
Yeah.
DC Comics loses their fan base
Yep.
because new fans can't just jump into it.
You can, and
It's not accessible.
you gotta have some sort of history there.
Yeah.
Excuse me, moi.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah. Like the Marvel's history is pretty much still the same, intact for the most part.
For the most part,
right?
Yeah. They did that weird thing just recently where the what's called Ultimate Universe and the current universe collided.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But the Ultimate Universe was a separate universe altogether.
Altogether.
And that was a huge success, man. I mean, even I
It was great stuff.
Yeah, I'll think Brian Hitch.
Brian Hitch, man. Brian Hitch and Mark Miller's Ultimates?
Yeah, Ultimates. When I saw the art,
Phenomenal.
I couldn't believe how good this guy was as well.
Brian Hitch's Ultimates art was so good
Yeah.
that they incorporated a panel
Yeah.
into the first Avengers movie.
Oh, which pattern was that?
If you look at the scene after the not Hydra agents, after the Loki's little army attack the helicarrier, and Iron Man and Captain America fix the helicarrier, and Iron Man is back in the scene.
I remember that.
There's a sequence, and Captain America and Iron Man are both staring at the camera from an angle. There's like a beam of light behind them, like the sun is behind them. That's like a Brian Hitch moment.
Oh, wow.
Like that was Joss Whedon's way to make a Brian Hitch panel come to life.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's incredible, man.
Yeah, man. And the stories themselves were pretty amazing. And
Yeah.
And you knew it was Ultimate, so you knew it was something separate. There was
Yeah.
no confusion gonna happen.
Yeah.
And 'cause that's when the Black Nick Fury came into action, right?
Yeah, man.
And look at the influence that Ultimates had, man, on the movies.
It was incredible. It was
Holy
so good.
shit.
They were so well written. They were
Yeah.
cohesive.
Cohesive, though.
Yeah.
Cohesive was huge.
Yeah, they were really good. That was a really good universe.
How come DC doesn't have Ultimates? Why can never had an Ultimate like that kind of?
I feel like New 52
Is like
was
the
their
Ultimate.
attempt at that.
Okay.
But because they tied it in as the mainstream universe, it just didn't work
the
out.
cohesiveness is gone then.
It's gone.
Right.
Yeah, man. And I mean, another weird one for me. I always kind of feel like people would be less forgiving if you didn't fuck up Superman's costume.
Fuck. Well, why are they fucking something so well known, man?
Yeah. I mean, this is the most iconic look.
Yeah, I think so.
Nobody cares if his trunks are on the outside.
Yeah, nobody does.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
It's like people are just so worried. It's like, well, he's wearing red shorts. He's wearing red underoos on the outside.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit.
Nobody cares. Yeah.
DC gives a shit and nobody else cares.
Yeah.
Speaking of Superman, how do you feel about Supergirl getting Superman for the first 2 episodes?
I just heard about. I remember reading about that. I think it's exciting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if is Superman actually going to be doing anything rather than.
Apparently, he's a big part of it.
Oh, okay.
The first 2 episodes might as well be a movie.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, like when I say is he going to be doing like action in there, or is he?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they're bringing him in to mentor her as Clark Kent.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Okay.
We're seeing Superman in the costume.
In the costume.
We're getting him in the costume doing something.
Okay, Tom Welling,
That would be awesome.
and it would totally fit.
It would totally fit. It's on the CW.
Yeah.
This guy's the right age now to play
Right
that
age,
character.
that's what I'm
I mean,
saying.
he's another guy who doesn't age. He
Yeah.
looks pretty good.
He does. Yeah.
He looks like he did as long as he shaves that gray beard off.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, he looks like Tom Welling.
Yeah.
Oh, as well he should.
As well as. You know what? Good for him, right?
Good for him.
Yeah,
Good
right?
for Tom Welling for still looking like
Right,
Tom Welling.
Yeah,
right?
like, you know, it's not easy, right?
It's not easy to look like yourself.
No, bro. Not
Ted Danson pulled it off, but I
Ted-
mean that's like a fucking miracle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't have to talk about Cruise anymore about that, right?
Tom Cruise.
Yeah. I think it's fantastic. The viewership will probably spike because of people like me. I'll watch it for sure.
Oh,
now,
yeah, absolutely.
The first 2 episodes anyway.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have like. I heard good things about Supergirl show. I heard good
You
things
know,
about it.
it gets a lot of flack from a lot of guys.
Oh, it does.
But I, as a like a hardcore comic nerd, I enjoy the hell out of that show.
Yeah, the girl is getting good reviews. No.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. Like,
She does in my opinion, she does maybe the best Clark Kent impression since Brandon Routh.
wow.
Yeah, her like nerdy kind of like what's her name? The Kara
Yeah,
whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Shit, what's her name in this
Cara,
one? No, well that's her real
real
name.
name.
Danvers. Yeah, her Kara Danvers is like just a nerdy little kid.
Yeah.
And like you just want to like little sister her to death.
Yeah.
You know, like even as Supergirl,
Yeah.
when a character is like beating the shit out of her, you're like,
Yeah.
come on, man, she's a kid.
Yeah.
A little kid, leave her alone,
Leave
man.
it alone. Either.
Yeah.
The new season starts when?
Well, next year it'll be like in the
Next
fall,
Sep-
this coming
September-
fall, yeah,
September,
September, October.
So they'll have the whole summer to hype it up.
The whole summer to hype it up. The
And-
casting will be huge because they have to start shooting in summer.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So they should make it. Do you think they'll make an announcement soon, or they'll kind of keep it as a? I don't know.
It's hard these days, man.
Very hard,
It's
brother.
so hard to keep that under wraps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless they're like already shooting it, we don't know,
Yeah.
and it's gonna spill.
Yeah.
But we don't know, right?
Yeah. I don't see why they would not choose Tom Welling. It just
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
well,
Especially now. Okay,
yeah.
so was shooting a show at CBS, like Section 13 or some shit like that. And the pilot hit, apparently didn't do well.
Right.
So CBS dumped it.
Right.
So he's free.
Right.
His schedule is good to go.
Yeah. So
Do it.
He needs, what, to paraphrase Chris Rock, he needs a hit more than a crackhead needs a hit.
He needs a hit more than a crackhead needs a hit.
Yeah, because if the pilot didn't go, I mean, and he needs exposure, man, and he needs something to get him excited for the second, to get more work, I guess you could put it, right?
Yeah.
I think it'd be a fantastic choice, Vic. I think it's a fantastic choice.
He is, in my mind, the only logical choice
Same
that
here.
fans will look at and think, you know what?
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. The fans would appreciate it.
Yep, the fans would appreciate the shit out of that.
Yeah, and I think at this day and age, that kind of matters to a certain degree.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Like, fan service is a big deal.
It is, man.
And at the same time, that was a show that wasn't just for fans.
Yeah.
It did well, like, across the board.
Yeah, like 10, 11 years they didn't run.
So you get him back,
Yeah.
and you just do it. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't ever understand why they don't play the John Williams score in a Superman movie. Or why did we not hear Danny Elfman
Yeah.
in Batman Begins? I know you're trying to separate yourself from the universe a little bit. Like, that was then, we're doing our own thing. But there are, like, fan cuts of the John Williams music inside the scene when he learns to fly in Man of Steel.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what I want to see.
That's what you
I
wanna
want to
see.
hear that.
Is it because of rights issues or not?
No, man. Warner Brothers owns all that shit.
Warner Brothers, yeah.
Same thing. It's not
Yeah.
like Batman and Fox. Some of the rights are messed up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we'll see Batman on CW because I'm pretty sure Fox still owns all the TV rights to Batman.
Oh, is that right?
I'm fairly certain.
Oh, wow.
Don't quote me on that. I think you can look it up. But I think that's why we're not seeing Batman on CW.
Interesting.
Because Green Arrow is their version of Batman.
I guess that makes
Arrow.
sense. Yeah.
And it's good. Arrow's a good show.
Yeah.
It's got some weird ass fans.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, the show's pretty good.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see, even though the movie's got pretty bad reviews, I wonder how his Casey Jones is.
Man, I the movie for me makes me want to watch it just because I'm getting a Casey Jones on a Bebop and a Rocksteady.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen the first one.
Nothing special at all.
Yeah.
I watched that, I think, on an airplane ride,
Really?
so I was kind of forced to watch it.
Well, I mean, at least I'm paying money for it.
Yeah. Oh hell no!
Yeah.
It's definitely not worth paying money for. It's not worth paying $5 to rent it from Shaw on Demand or nothing like that at
Yeah.
all.
I thought you were gonna say like the video station. It's not worth the $5 at Blockbuster.
Hell no, bro. Not when you can rent The Perfect Weapon, for example. All right.
Jeff Speakman.
Yeah, speak of it, bro.
Nice. Excellent reference.
Yeah. So.
You're dropping bombs, man.
Yeah, man. I want people to know, like, real movies, they deserve our fucking money.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Because Scott Adkins, Undisputed Force coming out, Boyka, like
Boyka.
that deserves our money to be spent. Cause
That needs our cash.
cash, man. I'm willing to whatever the cost is to whatever to do online demand. Or whatever.
Absolutely, man. Why is he not Iron Fist?
That's a great question.
Man, Scott Adkins needs more work. Well, he's in Doctor Strange.
He's in Doctor Strange in a small role.
Is it just a small role?
Uh,
I hope he's not like henchman number 2.
oh god.
Or like his name's gonna be like in the screen like Marcus.
Mark. Yeah.
Yeah, just some like random douchebag throwaway character.
Yeah. No. Well. Yeah. I think he's starting to get a little bit more exposure because he was in Brothers Grimsby in like a.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big role.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It showed his role. in
He
the
was a
commercial.
villain in that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had the Boyka accent,
Yeah.
and he showed him in the commercials. So he wasn't just like henchman number 2.
Yeah.
He had something. So maybe why isn't he Iron Fist? I don't know.
Man.
I mean, he's had an impressive resume when it comes to DTV and direct to video, but
Yeah.
like he's well known all over the world though.
Not just that, but he's a guy who can walk the walk.
He walked the walk, and he's he can be American.
Yeah.
He can be British. He can be Russian. Like he has a rugged look to him.
What bothered me the most in recent memory about Scott Adkins is how little of a part they gave him. Even though he had exposure
I know what you're gonna say.
in Expendables 2.
Oh my god.
But like you've got 2 world-class legit martial artists
in their primes.
in their primes
Yeah.
in a fight sequence
Yeah.
that just went nowhere.
Nowhere.
All I remember is they fight towards a helicopter
And
and then Atkins' head goes off.
Atkins' head goes off. Yeah. Exactly. And
Spoiler alert.
spoiler.
If you haven't seen the movie,
Yeah.
don't bother.
Don't bother.
Fast forward to that scene.
Yeah.
Fast forward to when Van Damme kicks what's his name in the neck. Thor Jr. with the knife.
Oh, Liam.
Liam.
Yeah.
Thor Jr.
Yeah.
When he kicks him with the knife.
Yeah.
Awesome sequence.
Awesome sequence. Yeah.
I mean, it was like you kind of don't hate that character.
Yep.
He was a good fit to the Expendables.
It's an amazing fit, and
Yeah.
it seemed like his acting was better than anybody else's there.
It was. It was like he was like that young guy in the '80s movie.
Yes,
when
trying
you're
to
like,
break in.
that
Yeah.
guy's gonna be something.
Yeah.
like that's young Van Damme.
Yeah.
He's gonna be something someday.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he gets killed, and you're like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I was actually like tied to this guy for a half a second.
Me too, brother.
And Van Damme kills him.
It is funny, man, because out of everybody in the movie, he was the least hokiest. He was
Yeah.
the most authentic actor out of them, and
Yeah.
he did the best job.
Yeah.
Wow, brother.
Unfortunately, they killed him off, but it was a good death.
It was a great death.
Yeah.
You're right. Adkins was extremely underused. And Stallone, I remember reading it. Oh, we didn't know how good he was until afterwards.
No, yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
You did.
How could you not know? I mean, like, and then Adkins. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people push, like they demand things.
Yeah.
To be recognized, but maybe he just.
You think he's not great behind the scenes?
No,
Like, he's not liked.
I think he's I think he's a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
But I wonder if he's not like how determined as some guy like Arnold was in his career, getting where he wanted to go.
I see what you mean.
Like
yeah.
a man on a mission.
Yeah.
Rather than just take
Arnold would have done anything.
added anything.
Yeah.
And I think he would have done more to promote himself.
Yeah.
To get more attention to himself.
Yes.
And then the people say, okay, well, who's this guy? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you watch the movie and go, wait a minute, why does this guy not get a bigger role?
Exactly.
We want to see him more of this guy.
It's almost like we're seeing him do what Dolph does now.
Absolutely.
Where he's like, I'm just doing it to make movies, man.
Pretty
I
much.
make 50 movies a year. I make a ton of cash doing it.
Yeah.
I love my life.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, Dolph said his movies are an extension of his training.
I love that.
Yeah. So
Like his mental or physical training. So it's like going to the gym for him is doing his own stunts in a movie.
his own stunts
Yeah,
or-
that's
or-
his meditation.
Yeah, or go to the gym is like, oh, I'll just film a couple of scenes today.
Yeah.
Right?
Excellent.
You know what I mean? So I don't want Scott in his prime right now to get into that road yet.
I don't want that. Because, I mean, I would say maybe like he's got a window of 5 more years.
Tops, I would say.
Because he's our age. He's not
Yeah.
that old.
No.
He's like maybe 39,
Yeah.
38, 39 years old.
Yeah, maybe 37 even.
Yeah. So I wouldn't want to see him just kind of fade
So,
away.
no, definitely not.
I mean, I don't think he will. He'll be a direct-to-video superstar.
Yeah.
Like Boyka is such an incredible character.
Yeah, so in that small regard, because of today's internet age, the social media age, everybody can get spread the character fast, right?
Yeah.
It isn't like he has to wait, like say in the 80s, and build up a fan base and get.
Yeah.
So, Boyka in the Undisputed has such an amazing worldwide fan base, brother. I hope Adkins knocks it out of the park with his recent one. And Brothers Grimsby, like he's starting to get slowly more exposure, but I feel as though he or his agent, they have to.
Somebody's got to push this guy a
They
little
gotta
bit
you
more.
gotta push this guy more. I mean, and if someone's not doing it for you, gotta do it yourself.
Yeah, man.
Like, it's like he's like, here's the line. He's over here, and he's okay with it. He's like, oh, I'm getting closer, but he needs someone himself to go, oh, like get
Yeah.
in the faces, go and like do what Van Damme did to Menahem Golan.
There's still like a lot of like noise on the table.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what? Say again.
So he had to do a Van Damme. Like Van Damme didn't just sit there and say, okay, I'll wait until somebody calls me. No.
Yeah.
He went to the offices of Canon Studios.
Yep.
Waited outside, I believe, and saw Menahem Golan. Went and did a 360 in front of him.
Incredible.
And he goes, okay, well, here's my card. Call me.
Yeah.
Van could have just said, okay, he called a couple times, nothing happened. He
Yeah.
He went, I think, day after day, called. Went to a meeting, didn't see him. Second meeting, didn't see him. And the third time, waited 8 or 9 hours.
Wow.
Walked into the room, did a split on 2 chairs, and that's how basically he got.
What an amazing story.
Yeah, and it's all self determination, brother. He he made it happen himself.
That's awesome, man.
And I think Scott has to. It's easier in today's age because you can promote yourself more. You can put your videos on YouTube.
Yep.
It's easy to be recognized.
It's far easier now.
Yeah.
To make yourself a star
Make yourself a star.
than it was back then when you had to really fight to get it.
You had to fight to
It's
get
like
it.
again, like not to rehash the old one, but like we talked about this last time too, where in Conan,
Yeah.
when Milius takes Arnold to go see who's the producer? No, it wasn't Pressman. Who's the producer of the first one?
Dino De Laurentiis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And De Laurentiis is like, well, nobody can understand this guy. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like no one knows what he's saying. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, Milius is like, well, nobody can tell what you're saying either.
Yeah.
You got a thick accent. You're a
Yeah.
superstar.
Yeah.
Put him in the goddamn movie
Yeah.
about a guy from Europe with a weird accent.
Yeah.
He praised a guy called Crom,
Yeah.
and for to go to Valhalla.
Yeah.
He's not gonna sound like me.
Yeah.
And it couldn't have worked out better.
It kind of is. Yeah, absolutely iconic. Talk about perfect situation.
Perfect casting.
Perfect.
I mean, I feel like that's not the Conan the Barbarian for the hardcore fan,
No.
like the hardcore Conan fan,
No.
but that's definitely Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, that's definitely to me. To us, is definitely to me, it's definitely Conan
Yeah.
the Barbarian.
I mean, as a kid when we read Conan, we automatically assign him Arnold's voice when we're reading the comic book.
100%. And
Yeah.
Arnold's body, Arnold's face.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But Arnold's role was like a great tribute to Conan. It wasn't like
Yeah.
he took it and made it into a joke,
Exactly.
right?
I still say that's like maybe one of the most underrated performances in maybe in the 80s for an action star, at least, for a guy
100%.
who you don't expect to be a good actor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like that whole speech about the blueberries and the spring
Yeah.
wind. Man.
The deleted scenes, yeah.
Incredible, man.
Very incredible. I couldn't believe they took it out. I don't know why they even took it out. Is it because of
Well,
pacing?
it's on the. I think it might have to do with pacing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's for, like preparation for a big battle, right? But
Yeah.
it is in the.
The deleted scenes, extended scenes cut. I mean, we have how did the DVD, right?
It's part of the full movie.
Yeah.
Like it's not just a deleted scene. Like it's been reincorporated in the movie now.
Yeah.
I mean, the only place they don't have that is like Netflix.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Netflix doesn't have it, but now when you pick up that version of the movie, like iTunes has that in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know we both have the special edition
Yeah.
DVD. I don't have the Blu-ray, but the
The DVD.
we have that.
It's good enough.
It's good enough, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I couldn't agree more. And Arnold was, I think Arnold was well known to a certain audience for bodybuilding for sure. But he was the
Yeah.
number one guy in the world. Pumping Iron brought him a lot of mainstream press.
Yeah.
He won Golden Globe for Best Newcomer for Stay Hungry.
Incredible.
Yeah, so he was known.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson, they knew who he was. Right, but nobody said, okay, let's make a movie with this. He didn't have enough power to be a leading man. Say, hey, put all the money behind this guy, he'll make a hit. No.
Yeah.
But he was known. But when it came to casting Conan, which took years, by the way.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean that was I think it was like 75.
Yeah,
like 72 or something. They were trying to do it for a long time.
Well, I have muscle magazines, like my muscle builder collection, and I remember Arnold talking about it in 1978.
Really?
Like he goes, yeah, we got a script for Conan.
So that's like 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before
4 years at least. Yeah.
it was a long ass process.
Yeah.
But
I mean, thank God they did.
thank God they did. I mean,
Written by Oliver Stone.
oh, at his peak, man. I mean,
at his peak.
like-
Directed by John Milius.
yeah,
Starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah,
If you had that
In his
caliber
prime, yeah.
in his prime,
yeah,
that caliber of actor, writer, director today,
yeah.
that's Braveheart.
That's Braveheart. Yeah. That's
Like
fucking
weirdly enough,
Braveheart.
that's Braveheart.
That's fucking Braveheart. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was fantastic, and I don't think it even.
I feel like people are gonna hear us talk about this like the way we're nerding about it, and they're just think, whatever, man. Like, you gotta go watch it. If you haven't seen Conan the Barbarian,
Oh fuck, man! You know what you're missing.
you
man.
need to go watch that movie because and not just as a joke. Don't just put it in and think it's a bullshit movie. That's as good as Gladiator.
100%.
So good that in the trailers of Gladiator,
These-
they use the music from Basil Polidorus.
Basil Polidorus. That's right. And the movie has authentic rawness that you don't see nowadays.
You don't see it.
You know, and
Like when Arnold falls down in the cave for
Yeah.
the Atlantean sword.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just like
One take,
one take. Yeah.
injures himself.
Yeah.
They have to stop shooting for the next day because
Yeah.
he's got a concussion.
You got a concussion.
And Milius yells, use it.
And the sets,
Beautiful.
like today you do CGI on that,
Yeah.
but back then it was authentic sets, man.
They had to
So,
build mud huts.
mud huts and
Yeah.
and that castle.
Oh, man.
The entrance to the Serpent Temple and just everything. It was fantastic.
It was a phenomenal looking movie.
Yeah, I mean, even it holds up easily today.
Yeah.
The music and the acting hold up today, and what does that tell you?
Yeah, exactly. That
Right.
tells you, I mean, they did it right.
They did it
CG doesn't do it right.
Exactly. I mean,
Practical effects are the way to go.
practical effects the way to go. And like I said, you had three people at their peak.
Yep.
Oliver Stone up at the early '80s. Obviously his writing for Scarface deserves no mention. 'Cause
Absolutely.
that's one of the greatest screenwritings I've ever seen in my
Nobody
life.
needs to convince you that Oliver Stone is incredible.
Yeah,
He might be a weirdo,
it might be a weirdo,
but nobody needs to tell you that guy can't write a movie.
especially the early '80s Oliver Stone.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm hoping this is before he. By Platoon, he kicked his coke habit. I'm pretty sure because I remember saying when he went to France and he was trying to kick his coke habit or something like that. I remember reading
After or before Platoon?
before Platoon. I believe he kicked his coke habit,
All right.
and so I think during that frenzy time, when it was Scarface.
Yeah.
I think did you write Midnight Express?
No, I don't have it, but I remember it.
Yeah, because I think he would have wrote that movie too.
Did you write Midnight Express?
I thought he did.
To look that up.
But Conan and Scarface are two of the best
Incredible.
criminals. The diverse screenwriting
And
stories.
oddly enough, like very similar stories too.
Yeah.
Like very in line with each other.
In line with each other.
Just one guy
Yeah.
who's gonna like buy his own hand.
Yeah, by his
A
own
king by
fucking-
his own hand.
A king by his own
Yeah.
hand.
Conan's turns out okay.
Yeah,
Scarface does not turn out okay.
exactly.
But I mean, like the same story.
Same story.
Yeah.
And they're they're both epic in nature.
Yeah, they're both like the scope of both movies.
Oh my god. So I got carried out.
No, that's good, it's good.
I got off track by his genius of the early '80s when he was a cokehead.
Yeah.
Cokehead. I love that. But people who haven't watched Conan is the same people who say, "Oh yeah, I think Star Wars is good," even though I haven't seen Star Wars the first movie.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't. You have to watch them all.
You have to watch them all. And Conan, there's no other movie like it. Sword and Sorcery. Gladiator is, it's great. It's a good movie. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's modified historical epic.
Modified historical epic.
True fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is sword and sorcery, and this is violence
Yeah.
at its best.
Conan is considered high fantasy, correct?
High fantasy.
Yeah.
I think they call it high adventure, right?
High adventure.
In the movie itself.
Between the times when the oceans
Oceans
drank
drank
Atlantis,
Atlantis.
and the time of the
Oh,
the rise of the sons of Arius.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe you're right that the speech is high adventure.
Yeah.
I think the actual format is considered high fantasy.
High fantasy, yeah.
Because I mean they have magic, they have the
Don't they call it sword and sandal epic to a certain
the
degree?
movies did.
Yeah.
But as far as like science fiction goes, it's
Like
considered
sorcery, right?
it's sword and sorcery.
Sword and sorcery.
But there are levels of it. There's like a low fantasy, which is just like magicians, like guys who
Right.
can do like weird magic, like ninjas who have like magic ninja balls and shit.
That's low fantasy.
That's I believe low fantasy. There's terms involved. High fantasy is dragons and orcs and warlords and like things flying in the sky.
So it's high fantasy then.
I believe Conan would be considered high fantasy.
So Willow is high fantasy.
Willow is high fantasy. Legend would be high fantasy.
Yeah, so I would put in that same category,
I would, yeah, for sure.
right? Especially with also doing with what he does, how he acts, and the
Yeah,
snake
the
thing.
guy can turn into a snake.
Yeah, I would definitely consider it high fantasy.
What an incredible effect for its era.
For its era, it's insane.
When he becomes a snake.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, like whoever made that mold of James Earl Jones' face
Yeah.
did an incredible job.
And the way they shot it is
Yeah,
fantastic.
it was creepy. As a little kid, I couldn't stop looking at it.
Yeah,
Like you just keep staring,
I
you're
know.
waiting for it.
Yeah.
When's it gonna happen?
exactly.
When's he gonna become a snake?
When he's gonna become a snake, and when it does happen, you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I want to get the hell out of here.
Even when Conan fights the big snake
Yeah,
in the pit,
yeah,
man, that thing was incredible.
yeah, exactly. And just the oozing of the blood.
Yeah, there's so much blood.
So much blood. Yeah, that was like, incredible. And the best thing about that scene is like the music stayed silent and soft, like because they were humming and praying upstairs.
Yeah, it's the chanting.
The chanting, and he's clearly this huge snake, and the chanting is still going on. You're like, you feel like this is really happening in the scene.
It's very eerie.
Eerie.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
one of those things where like you're in the woods by yourself
Yeah.
and you hear a sound
Yeah,
and you don't know what it is.
you don't know what it is.
It's Conan slaughtering a snake.
It's Conan slaughtering a 30-foot snake.
A
Yeah.
30-foot snake.
So again,
a pet.
Yeah.
Raised from an egg? raised from a baby, whatever it was.
Yeah, just like they also do, probably the last of its race.
The last of its race.
You know what I mean?
Because he's pretty upset about that snake.
Yeah, very upset.
During the Tree of Woe speech,
Yeah.
you break into my house,
Yeah.
steal my things,
Yeah.
slaughter my pets.
Yes.
And then Rexor.
Yeah, because that's
Rexor raised it
Rexar raised her since he was but basically from like you said
from
the-
a hatchling
from
or
a
whenever it
hatchling,
was
the
born.
egg, yeah.
Yeah.
And we can just do a whole podcast on Conan.
On Conan.
Itself.
Yeah.
So I can't believe there's some people out there.
Steel isn't strong, boy. Flesh is stronger.
Yeah. What is that sword with the hand that wields
The
it?
hand that wields it.
Right. I still can't believe there's people out there who, maybe they're young.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't know better. Maybe they're the types that that get, I guess you could say premature ejaculations, but the Avengers and
About the Avengers.
that kind of bullshit.
Nice phrasing of that whole thing.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
They get really excited when the
Yeah.
Avengers are coming out.
Because they don't know any better. This is
Yeah.
what they grew up with. This is what they think is good.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because on YouTube I was at Showdown in Tokyo a little while ago checking out clips, and there's people commenting. A lot of people like saying, "Oh yeah, my brother said it was a great movie." She goes, "Oh, I wish some people even literally wrote, I wish I lived in this time."
Yeah.
And I'm like, man,
There's an appreciation for what
Yeah.
they're seeing.
yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
and there's no way these people could have, found out about it until somebody must have told them about it, or
An older brother
older brother
just told them they don't know shit.
yeah, older brother, older uncle,
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what
I know what you're watching right now, but
Yeah.
you don't know what you're talking about. You need
Yeah.
to get your hands on this.
You need to get your hands on this, brother.
Yeah.
And I guess it's like us because we grew up in the 80s.
Yeah.
And it's like, but we don't watch really movies from the 60s apart from Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
We really don't. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, unless it's a real epic movie.
Epic movie.
We're not just casually watching movies from the 70s.
No. So today's generation, I can kind of see it, but there's so many 80s references today.
Yeah.
And everything, and the fact that the younger people are starting to slowly kind of get onto it, I freaking love that.
It's pretty cool, man. It's cool to see. I always feel like right now, like the era we're in now, is almost like a redo of the 80s.
Yeah.
Like even clothing,
Yeah.
skinny jeans,
Skinny-
weird. Like if you just take color, like add pinks and
Yeah.
yellows and shit to the clothing that the people are wearing right now,
Yeah.
it looks like the 80s.
Absolutely.
Even the music.
Stubble, everything. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like there are bands out there right now, like Churches and shit like that, that
Yeah.
are like I don't know if you've heard Churches, but
I don't know if I
there
have.
are a lot like Imagine Dragons. All these
Oh,
bands right
Imagine
now,
Dragons,
yeah, they have an 80s side, like an 80s vibe, an 80s sound to them.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in like the redo
Yeah.
or the do over the 80s.
Exactly.
Kind of the same way the 80s were like a do over the 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think everybody loves the 80s.
How could you not?
How could you not? I mean,
It was a magical time.
well, look at the response Kung Fury got.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
It's a huge response.
Huge response. The people who watch that, guaranteed people
Yeah.
who didn't know what the 80s, they would go, okay, I want to check this.
It is,
What are they referencing here?
yeah, an amazing homage,
Yeah.
a reference
Yeah.
to like hardcore 1983 movies.
Yeah.
Like anything that came out from like 83 to 85.
Yeah.
Kung Fury, you could throw that in a blockbuster aisle
Yeah.
under the movies marked 1983 and a half,
83 and a half. Yeah.
and it's gonna be like a perfect fit.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, man! I cannot wait till David Sandsberg starts filming part 2, which is the script. I think I tagged you in the picture.
Yeah, you showed me the photo.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, that's the script is written.
I really hope that they're not gonna overshoot themselves.
Yep.
Like I'd rather see like a 40-minute version.
Yeah.
I don't need to see 2 hours of Kung Fury.
Yeah.
Just give me 40 minutes every year.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
One episode a year,
Yeah.
and make it awesome.
So what if they're able to do 2 hours of awesome? Can you imagine?
Could you? I mean, man, it would have if they could pull it off.
Yeah.
If they could give me 2 hours of Kung Fury, that is actually 2 hours of Kung Fury.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That's gonna be culture changing right there, if you ask me.
how many things came out when you think about that were almost these epic 80s homages that haven't failed? I mean, like when you think of like what I mean is like Kung Fury, an 80s homage, did not fail because everybody loves the 80s.
Yeah.
Drive,
Yeah.
an 80s homage,
A huge 80s.
did
mark.
not fail.
Did not fail. No.
Everybody loves it.
Everybody loves it. You asked me, are there any other ones you're saying?
Yeah. What else is out there right now? What am I missing? I must be missing something. I feel like
That's a good question.
Far Cry. You're not a gamer. You're not a hardcore
no,
gamer.
Not a gamer.
But Far Cry was a game series. Probably
Okay.
about like 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago now. Probably less than that. Did like a version of their game of I think it was Far Cry 3 that was called Blood Dragon.
Oh, okay.
Voiced by Michael Bain,
Oh wow.
main character.
Oh wow.
Essentially like a mashup of Metal Gear's Solid Snake, which is
Yeah.
also based on Michael Bain. The look of that, and Michael Bain,
And-
just like of Michael Bain.
Michael Bain. Yeah.
He's kind of cyborgy. He's got like a robotic eye.
Oh really?
Yeah, like everything looks very Kung Fury in that game.
Huh.
Yeah, even the music.
Interesting.
Blood Dragon.
Blood Dragon.
But games, like gaming right now, is having a throwback to the 80s. Everything looks like an 80s game.
So that's amazing.
Yeah, it's
I
amazing.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, the 80s have this weird pop culture resurgence that is
Huge.
just
Yeah.
and well deserved.
Well deserved.
Well
brother.
deserved.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying that because that's our era. I'm
Yeah.
not just saying that. It's just everything was at the highest peak in terms of like like. You just
Even
had-
yeah,
had-
I know
had
you want to
def-
say technology,
Yeah.
but you're right.
Yeah, and it seems like the demigods existed in those days. For example, since when did you has any athlete really rivaled Wayne Gretzky at his peak or Michael Jordan at his peak? Right.
Yeah.
If you're looking
Like
for,
singular athletes
Singular
who are
athlete.
just phenomenal
Phenoms,
phenomenal of their time.
yeah, Michael Madonna Prince.
Yeah.
I mean, culture changing phenoms. I mean, we have a lot of popular singers today.
Yeah.
But are they changing?
But no icons.
no icons. Are they changing the world like those three did?
No.
No, they're not. And in terms of cinema, I feel as a man,
Yeah.
as a boy growing up, I mean, what better choice of heroes to look up to feel inspired?
Then John Matrix.
The John Matrix, John Rambo,
Dutch.
Marion Cabretti,
Yeah,
Dutch.
Cabretti.
Like you can go on and on. Frank Dukes.
Yeah, Frank Dukes. Who's got? I mean, like as weird as the real guy's gotten.
As weird as we got.
Man, like when you were a kid,
Yeah.
Bloodsport was the shit.
It was a shit. And when you watch those movies, you believed, okay, only those actors could play those roles.
Yeah.
Because they were authentic and you inspired the shit out of you. Ron Partlow said, if it wasn't for Conan the Barbarian, he wouldn't have started bodybuilding.
He wouldn't have. Ron Partlow,
Yeah.
local bodybuilder.
Local bodybuilder.
He's
huge,
out as a product guy now, isn't he? He's like selling a lot of product.
Yeah, he works for Mutant.
For Mutant?
He's professional now. He got
But
his
yeah,
work card.
I mean, you inspire a local kid. Like, I mean, that's like as much of a story
Yeah.
that you can ask for, as far as like
Absolutely.
sitting in the movie theater,
Yeah.
looking at Conan the Barbarian, and just saying, "I want to be big like that."
Exactly. And powerful. Look at that strong.
And then just doing it.
And just doing it.
Yeah.
Like, so what do kids do today? I'm guessing if you're
Bieber?
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, really?
I was thinking, I mean, the closest thing I could think of is, do they look at Vin Diesel and The Rock and say, hey,
Yeah, I mean, you've got The Rock,
yeah, and
but really, is he as big of a?
no, I think he's trying to be an actor,
Yeah.
right? Like he does all these
He's
silly
a thespian.
thespian. He does silly comedies, but he's like in today's technology, I think he's more well known for his Instagram
Yeah.
and his cool, kind of funny things he does on Twitter and his wrestling persona, right?
He is definitely a cool guy. Like
100%.
when you watch him on Instagram and shit.
100%.
I mean, not to be like, oh yeah, no, he's a cool guy. Oh, trust me, he's a good guy. No, but I mean, when you see the things that he does on Instagram,
Yeah.
I mean, he's driving his truck and somebody's got to sign up because they see him drive past, and he'll like do a U-turn and go back to these kids who are like, The Rock's here, come say hello.
Yeah.
And he's not. It doesn't feel like he's doing it just for the publicity or to seem like a good guy on the internet. He seems like he's doing it just because he's a good guy.
I think he's a good guy.
Yeah.
So I think he's the closest thing I can think of
to Arnold.
to as a hero for men, for
Yeah.
boys, right?
Yeah, for kids to look up to.
Kids to look up to.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody else at the top of my head that
That's sad, man.
It is sad because if you want to be like Vin Diesel, so that means you want to be like a guy who does all these fancy things in cars and does all these high tech.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Nothing wrong with wanting to be like a race car driver
Yeah,
or like a street racer.
or like a stealing a lot of money and driving
Yeah.
fancy cars. But if you're talking about
I'm gonna rob a lot of banks.
yeah,
I'm gonna be hardcore.
exactly, right?
Driving fast race rockets.
Exactly.
That's so racist.
That's so racist.
No, but it's true. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, back when we were kids, you
Yeah.
could watch you go to any movie
Yeah.
at any time.
Yeah.
And when we leave the theater, we
Yeah.
became that character.
You became the character.
You
man.
became Indiana Jones.
You became Indiana Jones.
You
yeah.
became like you would be Darth Vader and I would be Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
And we would just like grab two sticks and fuck our hands up.
Yeah.
Like it was just one of those things where any movie you had a major like character or hero that you wanted to be.
Absolutely. I think that's what I was going to say. The heroes were really brands. Like
Yeah.
you don't.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, like he's the new Arnold movie's coming out.
Yeah.
Hey, a new Stallone movie's coming out. New Van Damme movie's coming out. Now you don't really say, hey, a new Vin Diesel movie coming out. Nobody says that.
Yeah, nobody says that anymore.
Nobody says that.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. They don't say, hey, a new Statham movie's out. They just say the movie. What's his name? Oh, who's in it? Oh, Statham's in it. Oh, okay.
It's kind of like if I told you that I saw a movie, Jason, like Wild Card, right?
Yeah,
That Statham one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Because it's so surprising. This guy is. I mean, he's back to like his weird comedic acting chops.
Yeah.
And delivering a shit kicking.
Yeah.
But it was so entertaining.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, it's not like I would see that in the theater and like be driven to it.
Yeah.
Or like go to it and be like, just because it's a Jason
Just
Statham
because
movie.
You wouldn't have done it.
You don't have that anymore.
No.
Whereas in the 80s,
Yeah.
if Stallone puts a movie out,
Yeah.
you're gonna see it.
Yeah, you're gonna see it because it's Stallone. You
Yeah.
don't know what the storyline is. You don't know you just know he's the main act. He's the
He's
star.
in it. Yeah, you knew nothing about it.
Nothing about it.
Granted, like information didn't flow like it does now.
Yeah.
But you didn't care.
You
All
didn't
you
care.
saw was like Stallone and Cobra.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is.
It's just Stallone is kicking ass, right?
Yeah, it's
So-
Stallone kicking the shit out of somebody.
Yeah.
Brian Thompson,
Right. Absolute legend, by the way.
absolute legend.
Yeah,
And we're gonna watch it. We're gonna go see this movie.
absolutely. And I think that's gone now.
Oh yeah,
all,
for sure.
All of Vin Diesel's post or Fast Furious movies have done terribly. The Last Witch Hunter was terrible. And
Man, I really felt bad for that one
yeah, yeah.
because it seemed like that was his baby.
That
That
was-
was his passion project, and it just didn't do well at all.
I agree. I think he would. I know Pitch Black is a great movie. We both like it.
Yeah,
But
I'll wait until it's on Netflix.
yeah,
I'm not gonna run to the theater to see
no,
it.
definitely not.
Yeah,
And even though the last Riddick movie was okay, I thought it was all right.
Yep.
He said he was making art, but I mean, I think if that came out, it wouldn't be as good as big as now. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I think like I watch it on Netflix,
Mhm.
but the brand is that we associate that actor with
yeah.
a certain kind of way of life. It's gone.
Agreed, man.
It's gone.
And it wasn't just action back then.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
I mean, if John Candy put a movie out,
Yes.
people went to go watch it.
If Eddie Murphy,
If
in
Eddie
his
Murphy
prime,
is in a movie,
in a movie,
you're gonna watch that
I
movie.
want to go watch it no matter what.
I even went to go watch Metro in the theater.
Oh my god.
I saw Metro in the theater because
Wow.
it's Eddie Murphy. That was the last Eddie Murphy movie I saw in the theater.
Yeah, but you saw it only because you knew Eddie Murphy's gonna be in it.
Eddie Murphy's gonna be in it.
Yeah.
Didn't know anything about it.
Nope.
This is like well before internet. Anybody had internet in their pocket. Now
Yeah.
everybody can Wikipedia search whatever the hell they want.
Yep.
But back then, man, Metro was in the theater.
Yeah.
I still remember it was like I was in West Edmonton Mall
Yeah.
when I went to go watch it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wasn't just walking by, but I went to the theater to watch it
Yeah.
because it's Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, you don't have that anymore.
No, zero.
Maybe like this new one with Kevin Hart and shit like that. But even Kevin Hart, he's not the new Eddie Murphy.
He's definitely not the new Eddie Murphy. And
No.
Kevin Hart requires a sidekick. He can't create a movie by himself. He
That's
requires
right.
A solid co-star.
He needs a straight man.
Yeah, exactly.
He is like an Abbott and Costello or like
Abbott and Costello, yeah.
Martin and Lewis.
Martin
Yeah.
Lewis. Yeah.
Where he is the Jerry Lewis.
Yeah.
He needs a
He
Martin.
needs a Martin. Yeah.
Which kind of sucks for this new one with The Rock. It's like The Rock is just carrying the shit out of this movie.
Central Intelligence.
Central Intelligence?
I think they're trying really hard to promote the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And when I watched the commercials and I seen that special effects of Rock as a kid, a fad, and
The fat suit.
and he's singing a song in the shower or
Yeah.
whatever. I know they're catering to the young audience again.
Mhm. Which I don't mind,
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's like it just feels like it's a fine line between marketing and pandering.
pandering. Well, I'm not excited. Like, I'm not gonna run and see
Yeah.
it,
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Right.
go out there and do it.
right? So, they're going for, maybe, I guess in their brain that's where the money's at.
Yeah, could be.
Could be, right?
I mean, it could be they're trying to hit a wide audience too, right? You got some like early '90s hip hop with The Rock, and they're doing his thing.
yeah,
You know, you got some high school kind of feeling about it, where he was like the nerdy kid in high school. So they're hitting a lot of marks.
Yeah.
They're doing it well.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's good. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm always hoping The Rock's gonna knock it out of the park.
I think Rock. He had the great signature role as Hobbs in the Fast and Furious, whatever. I feel that the role's kind of getting kind of stale. That's my opinion. I don't think he's growing as a character. Hobbs.
No. No, if anything, he's getting worse.
He's getting
as a
worse,
character.
100%.
Yeah, he's getting
Yeah,
way worse.
way
as a
worse.
character.
So I'm waiting for Rock to have that one movie where he carries all by himself, and it becomes
The Rundown.
You know what?
I'm waiting for The Rundown.
I'm waiting for the Rundown. He did the Rundown when he wasn't even that well known as an actor.
No, man, but he was incredible in that
yes,
movie.
I'm waiting for a new, updated version of the Rundown.
Yeah.
And
Like, why are we not getting him doing more of that? I
Yeah.
know, like they've been promising that for years. The Rundown 2.
Yeah, maybe we will with Doc Savage.
Man, I'm so torn about that.
You know,
Let me tell you a Doc Savage story.
Please.
The only reason I gave a shit about Doc Savage at all is because I had a comic book where in the back it had Doc Savage versus John Sunlight.
Okay.
That was like the big thing, villain. So I started picking up Doc Savage. And then you wouldn't stop talking about it.
Yeah.
You're like, no, Doc Savage. Arnold's going to do a Doc Savage
Yeah.
movie. I read it in the magazine. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I was like, man, if Arnold's doing it and I've read a couple of these, I'm going to keep reading it.
Yeah.
Now that I kind of know about Doc Savage a little bit,
Yeah.
I don't think The Rock's right for it.
Yeah, I don't blame you because I
Yeah.
mean, from what I remember the 1970s movie, and
Yeah.
I remember the comic books.
Mhm.
Nothing that screams Rock to me.
No, I mean, it's going to be super generic if he's doing it.
Super
I
generic.
feel like he's the wrong guy to do it.
Well, yeah, and
Arnold would have been the right guy to do it.
100%.
Yeah.
I remember on his Instagram recently he wrote, he's a precursor to Superman, all this stuff. Rock was writing.
Yeah.
He goes, but what I love about this character is how weird he is. I'm like, weird.
It wasn't necessarily weird.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I mean, he's like
He's like an adventurer to a certain degree, right?
he's kind of like, remember Buckaroo Banzai?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Buckaroo Banzai is kind of like loosely based on that era of character.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the Flash Gordons, the Buckaroo Banzais,
Yeah.
Doc Savage. Like that's what he is.
Yeah, I'm worried the Rock's gonna make it generic and too comedic.
Yeah, it can't be a comedy.
Well, according to Rock,
It's a comedy.
It's going to be.
Oh, that's brutal.
Just go to his Instagram, look at his picture. I can show you that after. Actually, I can show you right now.
Yeah, pull that up. Let's take a look.
Yeah, let's see what it says here.
Because I'll tell you right now, it's like that's my beef with movies and those kind of properties. It's like you remake a Flash Gordon movie,
Yep.
and then you make it a hardcore comedy, like a hard R, jokey Jokerson comedy.
Yep.
You might make a good movie, but you're gonna piss all over the property, and that's total shit. I can't handle that.
You know what? Neither can I. Okay, here we go. I remember him saying that Shane Black is directing it. Now,
Really?
Now, a lot of people like Shane Black. I'm kind of on the fence about because
Currently, you're right now on the fence.
right now because you know what? Lethal Weapon, great. I love Lethal Weapon with a passion, right? He wrote it, right?
Yeah.
The original is a landmark '80s movie. Like, to some degree, people can say, "Oh, it started the whole buddy cop thing," right? Even though, in my opinion, 48 Hours really started it, but
48 Hours was the first buddy cop movie.
first rated R buddy cop movie. Yeah.
Maybe To Live and Die in L.A., but it wasn't a comedy.
It wasn't a comedy.
There were two cops on one
Yeah,
guy,
yeah,
and they had a
yeah.
pretty good dynamic.
To Live and Die in LA it's a great movie.
It's crazy.
Along with obviously Red Heat.
You're gonna put those two in the same category? To Live and Die in L.A., the Willem Dafoe star maker,
Star Maker, yeah. Willem Dafoe Star Maker, yeah.
Jane Leaves star maker.
Oh, that's true.
She's the girlfriend in that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I did forget about that.
Yeah, years and years before she ever did Frasier, Jane Leaves played a dancer. I think she was a dancer in that. She's like,
I don't remember.
I think so. I could be making a mistake there. But,
The part here.
I can't even do it.
Is it okay? So I'll read one sentence. He's a fucking hilarious weirdo. That's what Rock said.
Doc Savage.
Doc Savage. He to quote Rock, it's on his Instagram. Here's the number one reason I'm excited to become Doc Savage. He's a fucking hilarious weirdo.
Maybe I was younger and I didn't read it right, but I don't remember him being hilarious.
I don't remember him being hilarious at all.
Yeah, he's kind of stoic. Not really. I wouldn't say stoic. He's just not exactly a jokey guy.
No, he wasn't.
Like everything that was funny is incidental comedy.
He was a man smash, from what I remember.
Yeah.
And not a fucking hilarious weirdo.
No, I don't think that's right.
So, I have zero.
It's weird, man. I haven't
Zero
seen The
hope
Nice
for it.
Guys, but I hear it's really good.
Yep.
And Lethal Weapon, great movie. Like obviously, Lethal Weapon is an awesome movie.
Obviously. Now, Iron Man 3. What are your thoughts on those?
Okay, so I didn't watch Iron Man 3 at all.
Uh-huh.
I avoided the shit out of that movie, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden on the flight back from Bangkok, it's there.
Those flights back. That's when you watch shit.
That's when you watch shit movies, man.
Yeah,
you watch them back on a flight from Bangkok.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe because I heard so much crap about it, how shitty that movie was,
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it.
You didn't hate it, but did you love it?
No, not at all.
Of course
Like
not.
I'm not gonna watch it again.
Me neither. Yeah.
I mean, if it's on TV while I'm cooking or some shit like that, just to pass time. But then I'll hear baseball's on and switch the fucking channel and watch
2
something
seconds,
else, right?
Yeah, 2 seconds.
But it's not something I'm gonna go back to over and over again. It's definitely not the weakest though. Iron Man 2 sucked.
Yeah.
Iron Man 2 was in my opinion, maybe the shittiest one. Mickey Rourke was all I remember about that.
Yeah, that's all
My
I remember
bird.
about it too. Yeah.
I want my bird.
Yeah.
I remember that, and nothing else. I
don't
remember nothing of Justin Hammer.
I don't remember that much either. That much.
Yeah.
That line. Yeah.
That line.
I couldn't remember that
He
much.
just
either.
wants his parrot.
Yeah, yeah.
He's in. They've got him out of jail,
Yeah.
and he's working with Justin Hammer to
Yeah.
rebuild some of the technology.
Yeah.
And he wants his bird.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think they've already killed his bird
Jesus Christ.
by accident or some shit like that.
That movie's just a distant memory now. to
Yeah,
me.
it's so forgettable.
We forget
There's
about
the race, the F1 race,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Monte
yeah.
Carlo, and
Yeah.
then the bird,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and the stupid Iron Man suits that he builds at the end.
Yeah, it's pathetic, man. Well, they're doing part 4 pretty soon, from what I heard.
Yeah, I think he's got that one in him.
That
I
one
think
in
that'll
him.
be the last one of the Iron Man movies.
I think it should be.
And the rest, yeah, it should be, because I don't need any more Iron Man movies.
We got the gist of it, and
Yeah.
He's not James Bond where we got some new adventure coming all the time.
No, he's a great character in the Avengers movies.
In the
Iron
Avengers
Man is the heart, I think, of all of those movies.
Yep.
He's a quirky little motherfucker who's always chatting something up.
Yep.
I mean, he's got great dialogue.
Yep.
He's buddies with everybody.
Yep.
And that's what I want to see more of.
Well, like I said, I told you this already. I love the restrained performance in Civil War.
The restrained Iron Man performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is really good.
I thought we finally got to see past the whole sarcastic, jokey part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got
I mean, he's grown up.
growing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that did a great job for its character.
And we kind of see that in the movie, too, right?
Yeah.
We see him as a little kid,
Yeah.
which is probably the best CG effect.
I think better than the Ant-Man and Michael Douglas.
Way better.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was good.
That was pretty good too.
That was really good. But this one, to see, like, Robert Downey Jr. looking like Mad Max
yeah.
in Weird Science.
Yes, that's
Except
right.
without the weird pompadour haircut.
Yeah.
Like, really good.
Yeah.
Solid.
That's-
It looked quite good.
The technology is crazy how they get.
It's bananas, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember how, like, when I look back now at the Professor X Magneto scene
Yeah.
in, was that number 3?
I think it was 3.
Last Stand, right?
I think it was Last Stand.
Awful.
Yeah.
That was so bad.
Yeah.
But then you see this, and you're like, wow, shit. This made the Captain America stuff look bad.
Yeah, and that's
pretty good.
I thought it looked fantastic. when I
Yeah,
saw
it didn't, like, for its time,
Yeah.
which isn't even that long ago, but
Yeah.
for its time, like, that was a really good sequence.
Absolutely.
But this made that look like shit.
Yeah. So, can you imagine how it's going to, like, say when Avatar comes out 5 years from, like, how it's going to
Yeah.
look as time goes on? Like, if they can do this good with Downey Jr. now,
Yeah.
can you imagine how it can, like, even Arnold in
In Genesis?
Genesis, him fighting the old Arnold, I didn't mind that either.
Yeah, we were talking about that last time. And I
Yeah.
think, like, the consensus is that movie sucked.
The Costanza movie, it did suck.
It sucked. But
That scene
was pretty good.
That seems pretty good.
Yeah.
They did a fairly decent job making it look as if he's fighting the 1980s version.
I was watching the side by side
Yeah, you're telling me about
on
that.
YouTube.
Yeah.
And when I was watching the side by side, when it first came on, I was
Yeah.
like, that CG looks crap.
Yeah.
And it was the real one, like it was Terminator.
Yeah.
It wasn't the CG. It was like, it looks like shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at the one with Arnold in it. It looks so much better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm looking at the CG one, like really talking it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how good it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's so unless you're right, unless they really revamp the character, which I don't think they will.
Yeah.
I think plus he's in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah.
Plus he's in I believe is he in almost
He's definitely in all the new Avengers ones coming up, like
Yeah.
part 1 and 2 for
Yeah.
Gauntlet, which are retitled now, weirdly enough.
yeah.
They retitled Avengers.
Is it called Avengers 3 now?
I don't know. I know, like, it's not like part 1 and part 2 anymore.
No.
It's like
something else.
it's pretty much gonna be Avengers 3 and 4.
Avengers 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And I think he's a heart and soul to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But I think Chris Evans really showed
He stepped up his game,
huge. I think he can.
and like in Winter Soldier.
Yeah, in Winter Soldier, and even more in Civil War.
Yeah.
So I think he can easily carry on the mantle now of being the heart and soul.
Yeah.
He had to.
I mean, he's like a decade, if not more, younger than Robert Downey Jr.
Exactly. And
Like he's what, 33?
something like that. And he's Gaga over playing this Captain America and being involved in the Marvel Universe.
He absolutely made you forget that he was in Fantastic Four.
Absolutely forget, bro.
Like, I don't even think about that anymore. I see him in Fantastic Four. I'm like, fuck, that's Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Holy shit,
Yeah.
man.
And a completely different kind of actor in those movies, right?
Yeah.
And nobody even asks him about Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it's forgotten.
It's forgotten.
It's like he's
it's
repaid his debt
Yeah.
to the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's like, nobody. Oh, I'm sure he gets. I think the only time it comes out is if he brings it up
When he talks about
when
it.
he talks about it. But I mean, it's crazy that he got to play two characters in Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Speaking of Fantastic Four, just something top of my head. Prince Namor, the submariner.
The rights.
Guy just got back to Marvel.
That is it confirmed they're back now?
Yep. Kevin, was it Feige? How do you say his name?
Feige?
What is
I
it?
think it is Feige.
Feige.
I'm always confused whether it's like Feige or Feige.
Okay, so
I've heard guys say Feige.
so Kevin F.
Yeah, Kevin F. KF.
KF without the L, right?
Yeah.
Nice. KL.
dropping killer references
Yeah, absolutely.
to the 90s.
Yeah, so he confirmed, we got the rights back to Namor.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Major Avengers character too.
100% major Avengers character. I mean, he's a fantastic, but he's a weird thing. He's a Fantastic Four character as well.
Yeah.
So is he one of those Quicksilver? Like, because Quicksilver is was used in Avengers, and now they would use him in X-Men.
In
as
X-Men.
Well. So I guess
I think that was a handoff. I think that was a trade they might have made with X-Men, like with Fox.
What do you mean?
We'll get Scarlet Witch. You get Quicksilver.
But Quicksilver was in Avengers too.
He was. They killed him off.
Oh,
He's
I
gone,
see.
right?
Oh,
we had like a slight sequence, like a little glimpse of Scarlet Witch in Future Past
Yeah.
when he's sitting watching TV with her, right?
Yeah.
But then after that, she's gone. Like we're never gonna see her as an adult.
Yeah.
And clearly, she's way younger
Yeah.
than Quicksilver too.
That's right. And Scarlet Witch actually, she brought some meaning to her role in
Yeah.
Civil War.
Yeah.
I was pretty happy to see that, man.
That is a Scarlet Witch I could see going to House of M.
That's right.
Like I could see her becoming that character.
The House of M, yeah.
Like just messing up the Avengers,
yeah.
going nuts and killing everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, they won't do it. If they do it, that's like 20 years on the road from now. Maybe not 20 years. Maybe 10 years.
Oh, it'll be a while.
Yeah, but it'll be a while before she really goes bananas.
Yeah, yeah.
And goes full blown reality destroying Scarlet Witch.
When will she have sex with Vision?
Is that your biggest concern?
It's a concern from a lot of older fanboys.
But you're talking about development of the characters' relationships too, though. Like when
Yeah.
are they actually gonna get together?
Yeah, and
That's a weird one too, man.
very
Because
weird.
Vision
he's
isn't.
fucking synthetic.
He's not real. He's
Yeah,
synthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I never. And the comics, they never really mentioned that to a certain degree.
No, they never do.
Yeah, they just.
We never see them outside of costume.
No.
Like
yeah.
when there are moments when Vision is driving.
Yeah.
Well, like the weirdest things for a synthetic android to do.
Yeah.
Wonder Man's memory patterns, right? So maybe that's what
something
he's.
like that. Yeah.
He's created by Ultron, because so Hank Pym creates Ultron.
Yeah.
Ultron creates Vision, based on Wonder Man's memory patterns. Is that right?
Something like that. Yeah.
It's some weird shit like
some
that
weird
because
shit like
he's
that.
essentially Hank Pym's grandson.
Yeah, but Wonder Man does come back.
Wonder Man did come back, yeah.
Yeah.
Simon something.
Simon something. But he did. But he just like that, he disappeared again.
He's not a great character.
No, he's not. I think they tried to make him into something powerful, but it just never works.
I always felt like he was supposed to be their Superman.
Yeah.
And he just never took off as a character.
Yeah, I don't think people want to see another Superman. And
No, man. He's a model, actor, like
Yeah.
TV personality.
Yeah,
And he's just like, there's no kick to him.
Yeah, that he had his own series for a while.
Yeah.
I wonder Man, that's what he
So
was.
weird, man.
Yeah.
What a weird character.
What an extremely weird character. So I guess you're right. I wonder how they're gonna, because in the movies they gotta make it more realistic how they can
Yeah.
date or whatever. If he's completely synthetic, I mean.
I do like the emotional tie they have.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's always really cool to see. Like
Yeah.
that makes it feel like there's something of substance there.
Yeah.
Whereas like in the comic books, like it was never approachable as a fan. I couldn't just like watch and be like, hey, look, that's Wonder Man, a robot married to a human. Like,
I don't know. Yeah, some reason I think I took him as a human almost.
Yeah.
They made it seem like they were just normal people having.
well, not Wonder Man, Vision.
Vision,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah, they made him seem like.
Just a dude,
Yeah.
the gem in his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Throw
know.
away.
Throw away. If Thing can screw Alicia Masters, and he can screw Vision, can screw.
If Thing can have a relationship
Yeah. Why?
with a blind girl,
Why can't Vision have? Yeah, exactly.
that's so bad. Poor
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I know.
He can only have a relationship with a girl who can't see him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But obviously, for Alicia, I guess, maybe it's hard for her to find guys,
Could be.
right?
Guys are biased.
Hey, pardon the pun, right?
That's brutal.
Right?
That is not sensitive.
Yeah. I just thought about it when I said that, right? So
Yeah, I don't think you intended to say it.
I didn't.
you just threw it out
I
there.
just threw it out there.
You were thinking genuinely.
Generally,
As a
100%.
good girl,
Yeah.
she's having a hard time finding guys because she's blind, and guys are dicks.
Guys are dickheads, right?
Yeah, but the thing,
And judgmental. Guys are fucking judgmental.
but
too.
in the '80s, that's weird, right? Like in the '80s, that's what they did.
Yeah,
They
100%.
put people like the characters that had weird deformities
Yeah,
went with characters that had weird deformities.
exactly.
Rocky Dennison's
that's-
blind girlfriend.
That's fucking 100% dead
How
on.
nobody gave a shit about Rocky Dennis,
Yeah.
but his blind girlfriend,
blind
who
girlfriend.
saw his inner beauty
Beauty, beauty, yeah,
because
of
she was a
course.
better person than the sighted people.
Of course, Beauty and the Beast. Yeah.
It's funny how like everybody who's got like no deformities or problems or disabilities are always garbage.
Yeah.
Like they're always the worst.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree.
It's messed up, man. I mean, it's true to an extent too.
Yeah.
Like I mean, people take back then, especially like in movies and whatnot, we always saw them as the villain because like I think for the most part people are dicks.
100%.
But whatever.
Yeah, I totally agree.
The Thing was a nice guy and he found love. Good for him.
We never. But then again, whatever ended up happening with that Thing and Alicia?
Man, I don't think were they still together? I never read Fantastic Four.
For example, well, I pretty much stopped after the John Byrne run.
See, I never even got into it.
Oh, okay.
Like, but you were an actual fan.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you picked up Fantastic Four.
Yeah, especially the Silver Age stuff.
Yeah. When did John Byrne get into it?
I believe right after X-Men. After X-Men.
So we're talking
80s.
like post Man of Steel,
Pre Man of Steel.
pre Man of
I
Steel,
believe
because Man of Steel is '86.
you're right. So maybe it was post Man of Steel. Then you're right. You're right. That's a good question. I don't remember. I know it's the '80s for sure because I have some of the
Yeah.
issues. Was it post Man of Steel? It must have been because he couldn't have been doing both.
He had that weird time when he's doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, 'cause
like he did X-Men, he did Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
he did was it Next Men?
Or
He
not.
did John Byrne's Next Men.
Was it not? Was it Nom?
Might have been Nom too. John Byrne was like that era's John Romita Jr.
Yeah,
just doing everything.
Doing everything he could get his hands on.
Yeah,
right?
man.
That's a good question. Yeah, so I can't pinpoint. Like, I mean, I could check on the internet and find out exactly.
Oh, we'll throw it up later on.
Look it up later, but yeah, his storytelling was actually decent. It was good because I mean, there's two omnibuses saying John Byrne's Fantastic Four.
Yeah, John Byrne. I mean, John Byrne was good.
Yeah.
In his day, I don't think John Byrne ever went to shit. He got a lot of flack for that Spider-Man Chapter 1,
Yeah,
which was total garbage.
yeah, I remember that.
But I mean, at the same time, how much of that was John Byrne? How much of that was editorial? We don't know, right?
Yeah,
we have no idea.
We'll never know. So depends whose side you listen to, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. But aside from that, man, John Byrne always put out quality work.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
John Byrne's She-Hulk.
Yeah. Oh,
John
yeah.
Byrne, like that was like a well-respected comic. Was that with Peter David? It was like John Byrne and Peter David?
I remember. I don't know if it's Peter David, but I can see it being Peter David.
Yeah, but he did a lot of stuff. I think I might be fucking that up.
Yeah. Well, and
But-
John Byrne's Wolverine stories, like
Yeah.
like before, like that, like the first, those before Chris Claremont came and all that stuff.
Yeah.
John Byrne's X-Men Wolverine was the real psycho berserker Wolverine.
That's what he was known for.
That's who he was psycho
Yeah.
berserker before, and then then became a little bit more okay. I'll control my rage kind of guy.
Yeah.
But in those days,
Funny how Wolverine had a great like arc.
oh
He
yeah,
came in from just being a normal dude
yeah,
working for Canadian government.
Canadian government of all
Yeah.
people. Yeah,
I love how they haven't gotten rid of that.
I agree.
Yeah, that's that's cool. Be Canadian, that's something we can be proud of. But it's kind of cool they haven't gotten rid of that.
Yeah,
yeah.
especially in like Alberta, like
Yeah.
Alkali Lake, and they kind of reference
Yeah.
it to. They didn't say, or
It's not like Minnesota.
yeah, Minnesota.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Michigan.
yeah,
Michigan State. That's why they call him the Wolverine.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
loves his football.
He loves this one.
But no, man, they do a really good job of keeping his heritage true.
Yeah.
It's like in the comics, I was watching some YouTube video where on Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, where he was Australian. I'm Wolverine.
Oh yes,
I've
yes,
got claws,
yes.
baby. It's
Yes.
like, really?
Yes.
Really? No, you're not.
Yeah, yeah.
You're Canadian, buddy.
Yeah. I totally remember that.
I wonder why they would do that.
I have no clue. I guess they couldn't mimic. I have no idea.
I guess there's
I have
no
no
real
idea.
way to show the diversity between an American and a Canadian on TV
Yeah.
in like without having an accent, and we don't really have a noticeable accent.
So
then,
they put an
right?
Australian accent on a.
He's a guy in a costume. Make him Australian. Wolverines are from Tasmania, right?
Yeah.
Make him a Wolverine.
You know what? That could be the reference right
Yeah,
there.
just some idiot who doesn't know any better.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. I think they're from Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that instead.
It's funny, those 80s cartoons had zero expectations to stay close to canon, eh?
Nothing at all.
They could have done whatever they wanted.
Yeah,
Like,
it's incredible.
Since when did Spider-Man and Iceman were really that good friends, right?
Yeah, well, they were kind of chummy
Yeah.
a little bit, but I don't remember them being like
No.
best friends in the
Well,
comic.
I remember...
At least not in our era.
Not our era at all.
Yeah.
So, but it's cool that they kind of incorporated Iceman in there.
Human Torch and Spidey.
Human Torch and Spidey, they have a long history.
Yeah, they had a long history
So I
together.
can kind of see that.
Yeah.
But I guess I remember Human Torch wasn't allowed in the late 70s cartoons to replace him with that damn Herbie robot.
The robot. 'Cause
Yeah.
kids were going to set themselves on fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you couldn't have kids getting a match like oily rags.
Oily
That
Ra-
Dan Aykroyd SNL sketch, right?
I don't remember, to be honest. Is
Yeah,
that?
Dan Aykroyd for Halloween.
Oh, okay.
He's like a toy guy, a toy manufacturer.
Yeah.
He gets on a talk show, some sort of
Yeah.
like Barbara Walters thing. He's talking about like costumes.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like one is a bag
Yeah.
of oily rags and a lighter. It's like, oh yeah, no, it's a Human Torch costume.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh really?
Yeah, just say the word flame on, I guess.
Just
right?
flame on.
Yeah.
You'll light yourself on fire.
Oh, Vic, I got to get going here, brother.
You got to call it a day, huh?
I got to call it a day here.
It was a good talk
That was amazing for the first podcast.
for the first one with my good buddy Raji.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man.
Pleasure was all mine, brother. It was actually a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah, we'll keep doing it. I know at first I was saying I was going to do 6, but it got to the point now where we're set up. Like everything's already here.
Yeah.
So why do 6? We're
Exactly.
just going to keep doing them
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
over and over.
Yeah, yeah.
And all our buddies who are into the shit that we're into, they'll listen to what we're doing.
Absolutely. And I love how casually you feed off each other, right?
Yeah, at first I was a little bit worried with a few guys who were like, I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
man. Like you were always looking for something to say.
Yeah.
But now we're rolling along so much into it to where like guys you know me. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody knows who I am. Just come sit here and
Absolutely.
just shoot the shit for a couple hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man.
And that's fucking fantastic, bro. And it's like stress relief.
It is stress
I
relief.
find it stressful. I find it just gets my mind off